तू सबसे हसीन तेरी अदा लगी सबसे जुदा होता नहीं यकीन हटी काली घटा मेरी बन के सुबह तू मेरा है नसीबा मेरे तू करीब रखूं तुझे मैं छुपा जब भी तेरी तस्वीर है निगाहों में मेरी तू ही मुझ में बसा दे पर्दा हटा दे मुझे ना सजा मैं फिर बेकरार कैसे दूं तुझे भुला
गुजारी रातें कितनी हिजर में झूठा ही सही पर कहते कि थोड़ी फिक्र है बस जुबां पे तेरा जिक्र है महकती खुशबू हवाओं में फैला इत्र है नजर चुरा के मुझसे क्या नजारे हैं मेरे चले जो तुम गए तो लुट चुकी है महफिल जो हाथ छूटे आसमां से नीचे हैं गिरे क्या खूब इश्क और वक्त के ये पैतरे फैसले की वजह से बंधे जंजीरों में हौसला टूटता जा रहे अंधेरों में हो गए जाने क्यों तुम जाके गहरों में ढूंढता फिर रहा अब सबके चेहरों में
तू सबसे हसीन तेरी अदा लगी सबसे जुदा होता नहीं यकीन हटी काली घटा मेरी बन के सुबह तू मेरा है नसीबा मेरे तू करीब रखूं तुझे मैं छुपा जब भी तेरी तस्वीर है निगाहों में मेरी तू ही मुझ में बसा दे पर्दा हटा दे मुझे ना सजा
What is up, everyone? It's your boy back live with another watch party game, baby. And today we will be watching Peripherals playing against Boom Esports. Boom Esports चल रही है फॉर्म में, Peripherals का हो रहा है डाउनफॉल. तो आज हमें मजा आएगा देखने में कि कैसे Peripherals पिटती है. बट पता है क्यों? मेरे को आज ऐसा सपने में आया कि आज से Peripherals का कमबैक चालू. मेरे को ऐसा बस सपने में आया कि आज से Peripherals का कमबैक चालू. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि आज Peripherals बूम को हराएगी और बोलेगी अब नहीं. क्या बोलते हो? पैटमैन को ना सेव Peripherals. आई गेस पैटमैन को खिलाना चाहिए अब. इट्स हाई टाइम कि Peripherals को चालू कर देना चाहिए पैटमैन को खिलाना, क्योंकि बहुत एक सेकेंड दो. रैंडमली कोई भी कॉल कर देता है. ही इज प्लेइंग. आज खेलेगा. आज पैटमैन खेलने वाला है. माफ कर देना दोस्तों, एक सेकेंड. या आज पैटमैन खेलने वाला है. मैच चालू होने में अभी मैच चालू होने वाला है बस 2 मिनट में. टुडे मैच Peripherals वर्सेस बूम एंड TLN वर्सेस NS. TLN वर्सेस NS नहीं देखूंगा मैं, बिकॉज मेरे को टेलॉन के मैच देखने में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. टेलॉन के मैचेस आर एज गुड एज नेवर माइंड. भाई हर्ष भाई स्ट्रीम नहीं करे तो आई थिंक इफ नॉट टुडे देन नेवर फॉर Peripherals. हर्ष भाई स्ट्रीम क्यों नहीं कर रहे आज भाई? पैटमैन इन माइंड फ्रीक आउट. ओ ऐसा है. होल्ड अप लेट्स गो भाई, लेट्स गो. क्या बात है दोस्तों. अच्छा है. हर्ष भाई स्ट्रीम नहीं करेगा तो Peripherals मास्टर्स जीतेगी. टेलॉन लूजिंग टू नॉन्गशिम. नॉन्गशिम्स गोना विन दैट. Wait, Peripherals gonna play Pearl, Ascent and Fracture? So wait. तो पैटमैन क्या खेलता है दोस्तों? पैटमैन खेलता क्या है पैटमैन? मतलब वो उसकी जगह फिल तो करेगा, बट क्या? एलेक्सा टर्न ऑफ द फैन. वो स्मोक्स खेलने वाला है. पैटमैन स्मोक्स खेलेगा. ब्रो इधर 1 2 3 4 लोग बोल रहे हैं कि Peripherals जीतेगी.
50-50 split here and I think that's a fair assessment.
भाई पर इनिशिएटर क्लो. ओ माय गॉड, आई थॉट पैटमैन इनका डुएलिस्ट प्लेयर होगा. आज भाई स्ट्रीम 1 मिनट में स्टार्ट है, मतलब खत्म. आज ये गया. रुक जाओ मैं जाता हूँ. हेलो
It's a new day and age.
All right,
now, if
all
you
right.
ask me. I know it's all different.
Initiator है.
Well, he is
Oh.
boom today and
So
some of us
Patman
are full
का aim
paper
crazy है ना
records.
दोस्तों?
Down to the stage 'cause VCT
Let's go.
right now.
आ जाओ अब अपने दोस्त आएंगे. Hell ना bro team with 4 duelists ना नहीं ऐसा नहीं है यार. बट दोस्तों अकॉर्डिंग टू मी मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि जिंग को बाहर बैठाना चाहिए. यू नो लाइक जब जिंग नहीं था तो अच्छा ही खेल रही थी PRX. मतलब जिंग का टाइम जा चुका है मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है. प्रेडिक्शन देखो बूम विनिंग ठीक है बट माइंडफ्रीक को रिप्लेस कर दिया. हाँ ऐसे ही है भाई. माइंडफ्रीक को क्यों रिप्लेस किया पता नहीं. हाय गेम सेंस क्या बात है. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी ऑल्सो जिंग शुड बी रिप्लेस्ड है ना. आफ्टर दिस मैच यू विल पुश. नहीं आफ्टर दिस मैच आई विल टेक अ 20 minutes break and then I will stream Valorant ranked. Okay chat. माइंडफ्रीक तो क्लच करता है पर वो अवेलेबल नहीं होगा शायद. माइंडफ्रीक भाई शायद अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ घूमने गए हैं. माइंडफ्रीक भाई अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ घूम के आएंगे. I guess because of rules, I guess. All right.
2025 VCT Pacific, Stage 1. Rise Pacific.
क्या बात है. टीम्स आ रही है. अभी ये VC में कौन कौन है. हेलो हाय गाइस.
मॉर्निंग क्लर्ज गेमिंग वाईटी चैनल.
मॉर्निंग दोस्तों. मॉर्निंग. सॉरी भाई मेरा माइक ऑन था. क्या बात है. अरे ये क्वालिटी इतनी खराब क्यों है भाई. ब्रो ये क्या है. ट्विच पे इतनी सड़ेली क्वालिटी क्यों आती है भाई.
VCT Pacific, this is the match to
VCT
watch.
Pacific
are on a lose stage 1 right now, but they have finally added Patman to this roster.
Yeah, and we'll see how he's going to go. Obviously, a big step up from him coming in from the Tier 2 scene and joining a
आवाज
title
वगैरह सही है.
like Peripherals, but they
Let's
need
go.
to turn around their 2025, and they've got almost no room for error.
Now,
Today's the
there is
battle
a
of
lot
mids part 2.
history
ए
between
भाई
the two teams that are
बूम को
playing
मिड मत
today.
बोलो सालो.
We've got
मार
Boom
पड़ेगी.
esports
बूम
on the
बहुत
other
ज्यादा
side,
क्रेजी खेल रही
all
है.
the Indonesian players and coaches know
Patman
each
मेरा
other for
भाई.
years at this point. Now,
Crazy.
Boom,
ओ
this
भाई
has
साहब ये
been
टॉक्सिक
their
टीम है यार
runner-up,
दोस्तों.
and they
बूम वाले
have been
टॉक्सिक बहुत है
winning
भाई.
all their stage 1 games. On the other hand, to have all these guys facing off today, this is going to be huge. If they win today,
Let's
they
go
have qualified
डोसा
for playoffs, and
भाई.
they're the first
आज हम सपोर्ट करेंगे डॉस 9
They
को भाई.
shouldn't be here really, but they are, and they've grasped the opportunity.
भाई
with
क्या बोल
both
रहा है
hands.
कास्टर.
Underdogs no more. A 2-0 start.
भाई क्या बोल रहा है
Yet
कास्टर.
drop a
कास्टर
match
बोल रहा है
in
they
stage
shouldn't
1.
be here.
It's crazy.
वो
You
literally
actually
बूम को
at the start of the
disrespect
year,
कर रहा
who
है.
I would have thought would be the favorite in this game.
भाई ये
I wouldn't
कास्टर
be
से इतना
giving you the answer
disrespectful
I'm
क्यों है
giving
भाई
you
टीम्स के
today. But
अगेंस्ट.
these guys have been looking incredibly dominant, incredibly smooth, and a win today locks them into that playoffs, which is what we're all aiming for.
क्या
See the
बात
coaches you
है.
heard from them earlier, Alex and Six Fingers. Oh,
ओए माइंड फ्रीक.
Coach Mind
भाई ये तो यहाँ पे है. कोच माइंड फ्रीक.
All
I
right.
like it.
I like this, yeah.
They know each other very well. They
Yeah,
know
they
each other.
do.
He's leading the huddle now as well. Respect it. Alex is
Mind
walking
freak
on
coach
the
बन गया है.
assistant coach today.
क्या बात है?
Got to do that little walk, gotta jog fast. Can't waste too much time. I like it. That's a power move.
I mean, I think it's an interesting thing where it's like it is
स्क्रिप्ट में होगा. हाँ
being put in
भाई.
as a 6-man at least in this game, and Patman's coming in and subbing in.
Finally,
It seems
Patman
like
खेल
he's
रहा है
still being
भाई.
involved in the discussion. He's still being involved in the team. So hoping there's no bad blood there or anything like that. Looks like it's all still good with the boys, and he's still going to be involved in some capacity with the
Woo!
team
Paper
and,
नहीं,
in this game in terms of giving
क्या
his
script
input.
है.
I mean, he's been a long
जैसा
time
आ
member of the
script.
team.
So Alex did mention in the interview that Patman
Mind freak
did
for
play
a second,
some of
Boom's
the
coach
maps,
have
so
former
this
teammates and
does
yes,
seem
वही
to
बोला
imply
अभी इसने.
Mind Freaks will still be
Exactly.
involved in a lot of ways, including as a player, but who really knows?
भाई but ये बूम वाले बचते बहुत है भाई.
Can't get rid of it. T1
बहुत
did it
बचते हैं ये
one time
लोग.
and everybody copies. That's how it goes.
I mean, it seems
भाई,
like it's very
Patman
trendy
खिला
right
रहे हैं
now,
आज.
as is, you know, just jamming
आज
double ballers
Patman
and
खिला
saying,
रहे हैं
"My guys
भाई.
can go frag." That
PRX
seems like,
versus the new PRX.
the generic thing you've got at the moment.
Sorry.
For Paper X, I mean, at the end
हाँ
of
ना,
the day,
Boom is
guys,
the new
they've taken
PRX
out their
भाई.
long-time most stable
Boom is the new
role player
PRX.
of the controller, and now we're just going into chaos. I
Hi,
think,
Amit bhai.
and we'll see what they're actually going to end up choosing to play.
Let's
and
go
who's
भाई.
gonna be
I
playing
hope आज
what on which
Pac-Man की
map.
वजह से
It's
Peripherals में
gonna
एक
be
नई
back
एनर्जी
into
आए
big question marks,
और ये
which
लोग
is
अच्छा खेले
something
भाई.
that Boom might have to adapt
क्योंकि
for, and I think
oh
might be
my
something that
God,
Peripherals
something
gonna be
Yoru
able to
खेल रहा है.
go on Pearl.
Bro, ये
Once
क्या
again,
comp
playing
है?
Pearl is similar to what they played against DFM, but this time it is
ये तो मैंने देखा ही नहीं.
Yoru. I like the solo init fade whenever you do play it as a solo init, especially on maps that you need
Yoru
to be flexible on, like
Phoenix.
Pearl. That's going to really help them pressure doors and art and things like that.
Something Yoru खेल रहा है बे.
Clueless on that comp, I have to say. But
Yeah.
across on the side of Boom, keeping it a lot more simple. KO, Teo, a very, very standard, almost
Bro,
old school
what?
Pearl comp. So this is
Batman
a very
fade
new
खेल रहा है.
school
Batman का
versus
6th है.
old school
Batman
Batman.
Mind Freak की जगह है
Defy
दोस्तों.
on the controller, so he's going to be the
Exactly.
Astra
Bro,
player.
no way. क्या interesting होगा भाई.
Paper-X.
Definitely, a lot of things are swapping around here. This is a very exciting way to start the
भाई
first series
क्या
of today. Boom
क्या
versus
crazy
Paper
मजा
X,
आने
and
वाला है.
sending it
दवाई
over to
एस्ट्रो
our
खेल रहा है.
casters,
है दवाई.
Komodo and Quack in what sweater are you wearing? I love it.
Oh my God! Thank you very much, Vic.
Oh,
do you
boy,
love it?
sir.
The whole thing is,
क्या
I
drip
more
लाए
so
है?
for something that would describe what.
Why
I feel
Mind
like
Freak
the
not
Paper
playing?
want.
क्योंकि Mind Freak
So,
बोला
yeah,
आज मैं Alex
but
भाई के साथ
comfy.
बैठता
I
हूँ.
feel pretty warm right now.
Maybe I'm glad that sometimes I can't see color.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. On
My Russian goat will shut them down.
Have to think
Let's
about
see,
what the
bhai.
compositions look like. Hey, I'm Quack. This is Komodo. Any thoughts so far?
Look, got to address
Let's
the
see, ये
buffs
लोग
and
क्या
nerfs that
करते
have
हैं.
come in as well. So whether or not they're going to have a little bit of a play into
क्योंकि भाई
specifically with the KO and the Yoru,
Nice.
of course they're coming
Wait,
on both sides.
दोस्तों something Yoru नहीं खेलता ना?
I think that's something that we need to see if that's going to have any.
Something
real
Yoru
impact
कब से खेलने लगा भाई?
I think in terms of the veto though, Quack, I don't think Boom would have seen this one coming. When you look back towards kickoff against DFM and you're getting smacked 13-1 as Paper X, are you coming into this and it's like, all right guys, we're getting Pac-Man in the roster, that's a buff.
Something कुक करेगा Yoru को मजा आएगा. Let's
That's
go भाई.
definitely what you
I
are
hope.
hoping for. At least a
कुछ
lot
बढ़िया
of the
करे भाई.
Paper X faithfuls in the crowd are
कभी नहीं
hoping for
खेला
that as well.
NVCT.
Some Boom fans as well. But
हाँ
we'll see
क्या?
how it all
खेलता है
fares
वो?
off because
Oh, alright,
these
alright. I
hungry
don't know.
beasts have been nipping at the heels. They're pouncing on that opportunity to lock in playoffs. Can Paper X find their roar
भाई
again?
let's
Or
go.
will they
दोस्तों
face
आवाज वगैरह बराबर है ना?
extinction?
मेरी
What
आवाज, गेम की
possibly could
आवाज
be that?
सब बराबर
And
है.
right now, we are off with Paper
क्या
X on
बात
the
है?
attack.
Well, they need to certainly bring something, isn't it?
Wow.
The 1-4
Paper
record
X
so
0-2
far for them
down,
this year,
BM
quite
BM
abysmal for
2
Paper X.
up
So
है.
starting off with their own
भाई
map
BM ही
pick,
क्यों लिखते
I
हैं
think
Boom
Pistol's
Esports
not
को?
gonna
Boom
be a
लिख दो ना.
bad thing for them. Of
Boom,
course,
boom.
Berserks has been stellar throughout the course of this
Ooh.
Sony so far, and he's not going to
Wait.
be tackled with in mid.
Clone-
but the other
अच्छा,
guys
एक
over
TP.
at long will be.
Yeah, it's a bit of a duo stack as well. You've got
Oh,
your right up
भाई,
at
ये
the
लोग घुस गए.
back, but still at least a bit of a trade from Jing.
Wait,
and then
four
flash
man
out
है.
create the pressure down B-long.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need to see Paper
साला
X keep on
पांचों के
going
पांचों आए
with
थे
this one.
बिलोंग.
Yeah, one of the approaches in running the
भाई,
double duelist
Jing
is
ये
even
खेल
though
रहा
they
है.
do lose something here, there's still going to be options for them. Jing can still run out with that blaze as well. You know, I look towards what Paper X are running
Prediction?
here, and we can
भाई,
potentially see some
मैं prediction
parallels
कैसे
to
दूं
the likes
यार?
of 100 Thieves
साला
who
पैटमैन
will
को आज
play
पहली बार
Arsenal
खेलते हुए देख रहा हूँ.
instead
भाई
of
मैं
the
मैं
Phoenix
एक हाफ के
Force
बाद
Jing.
prediction दूंगा, ठीक है?
So those double duels
एक हाफ के बाद
possibly
prediction
handy,
दूंगा.
but as well,
हर्ष
you know,
पता
this
नहीं any idea no भाई.
composition, especially Jing on the
कोई
Phoenix, is
idea नहीं
something
मेरे को.
that
मैंने पूछा नहीं था उनसे.
Paper X are really familiar with. Now doubling back
ओए.
towards V-Link, but Phoenix
भाई इन लोग को
gets
बहुत
ahead.
crazy
Yeah,
picks
Famous
मिल
back
रही है
on his
पता है?
jet. You know, it's one of those agents that you would usually assume is very capable with. This time looking the wrong way though.
Oh,
and
that's
he'll
a good
pay the
one.
price.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it? We've seen Famous on the Neon
Nice,
so far now,
भाई.
but back
Jing-
in Ascension last year
Jing
on
तो
the
जा रहा है.
Jing
Ace!
getting dipped
Ace!
out by Jing.
ओ भाई आज अपन जिंग को कुछ नहीं बोलना.
Could
जिंग
be
को
in for
कुछ
the
नहीं
ace to
बोलना
start off
दोस्तों.
The affairs of Paper X here. NC Slasher though, Salvos,
वाह कसम.
and a Ghost in hand. This is all
निकाल
gonna
दिया
come down
उसने,
to
इस
what
क्या
angles
बोलते हो?
he can isolate and what shots
1v3
he might be
है.
able to hit.
आएगा ये जिंग के पास ही जा रहा है.
Looking a lot more comfortable.
जिंग के
He's
पास ही
online
जा
for
रहा
the
है.
ace as
अरे
well, and
रे.
receiving first contact spots.
Oh my God,
The
brother!
ace to kick things off for Paper
Let's
X.
go. It's comeback
If you wanna
time
see
for
X's
Paper X
current
baby.
scoreline of being 0-2 start off to try and tackle in towards stage 1, get towards, you know, Masters Toronto, back towards the international stage where we didn't see them for the first time at the previous Masters, right? Starting off with an ace,
क्या बात
not
है.
a bad idea.
Certainly a very welcome sight, especially for the Paper X fans, possibly in the chat as well. But
क्या
he's still
shot.
really early, Komodo.
अल्ट भी आ गया.
I have
अबे
seen
हाँ.
a lot of these advantages.
अबे उस साले का अल्ट भी आ गया भाई.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really forget about that one, that's for sure. got to also remember
और भी लिया था ना?
the team that currently, you know, have 3 individuals that we've seen run some aces
Around
before.
world है उसके बाद
And leading
भाई
in
क्या
some
बात है
statistics
भाई
on clutches and kill
Wow.
deaths as well.
I mean,
I really hope कि भाई
Paper
Paper X आज बहुत crazy game दिखा ओए G2 क्लासेस लगाया उसने
is getting out an operator on this defensive side later on. That's something that you're going to have to try and piece together as Paper X to shut that one down.
Hi
This time,
भाई
though, up very quietly towards B long. And now they explode.
Stars might reveal their intention, so maybe Famous quite aware, but still getting taken out quickly by the sharpshooting from the Paper X members.
क्या help किया भाई Patman ने
3 from Boom. They are somewhere.
भाई I guess ये लोग Patman के आने से बहुत crazy इस पे आने वाले हैं
Of course,
फॉर्म
no
में
one
आने
really
वाले
close to any ultimates. Quite
मारो
expensive
उसको,
ones
मारो।
on the side of Boom. See if they can get any shots out
Almost
here. But
डाल
the
दिया।
hunt is certainly on for Paper X.
Wow. Even
ये
push them
मैप
all
भाई
the
से
way
तो मुश्किल होना चाहिए
far
नहीं
back
भाई
into spawn. Prowlers revealing their location. Forsaken with
उसे
the
को
most
देखो
forcing
ओ
here
भाई
for
साहब
everything, and he will
रुकना ही
get
नहीं
everything
आज
as well.
आज कोई
Doesn't
नहीं
fall.
रुकेगा आज
Picks up the
Forsaken भी
quad.
मारेगा
That's a
Jing भी
lot of money
मारेगा
going to
भाई
the next
साहब
They're on point today, that's for sure. I mean,
Oi!
you're talking about some avenues to potentially even pick up a bonus round, right? Having
Wow,
the run it back
कसम।
for Jing, getting close towards Forsaken on the Steel Garden as well. I mean,
तीन लोग
certainly
को
seeing
घुस
the
से
right
घुस के
players
मार
go
दिया
for right hunt, right
तीन
target
लोग
as
नहीं
well.
मार पाए
The
उसको
flawless
भाई
round to come out on the second, so now I'll shift my eyes over towards Boom, right? What do we start to see with this composition? What setups
ना मान रहे भाई Paper X वाले
for the team?
क्या बात है भाई ये तो इंटरेस्टिंग कर दिए गेम
closer towards art, possibly hinting at
क्या आज बूम ई-स्पोर्ट्स भी अपने फॉर्म में आ जाएगी दोस्तों जिस फॉर्म में बूम ई-स्पोर्ट्स लास्ट 2 सीजन के लास्ट 2 सीजन से एसेंशन खेल रही है
right? So when you think about how many players you're tagging up with that blade, you know, just one player
भाई Boom Esports
signifying
Ascension
a
से आई
full
है
shift in rotate. It
Ascension
starts
की
to,
टीम
NC
बहुत
Slasher
crazy
is
होती है
rotating over. First casualty is Jing. Forsaken falls too. That's an immediate shutdown on this bonus quack.
भाई आई गेस अपन को Paper X को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए आज Paper X all the way
I can't imagine too much
Paper X
going
all
their
the
way
way
right now. Every single lane is being locked down.
it's time baby
Something
it's time
Not able to progress
It's
outside of
really
Club
comeback
either,
time for
playing on
Paper
that
X.
Marshall, so it's just dirty info for them at the moment that they'll try to recollect their forces together. Something I've been impressed
Going
with
boom,
from
let's
Boom
go,
so
भाई।
far
मैं तो
throughout this
Paper X।
stage is their decision making and their patience.
वो आज
right?
Paper X
Berserk
कुछ तो
skills,
करने वाली है
I'll highlight
फील आ
this
रहा है मेरे
neutral
को
positioning, and I
सपने
think
में आया
most
था
importantly, discipline has been gorgeous, but
Yes.
this time it's
तीनों
going to be
भी
NC
main जा
Slasher
रहे हैं
and Famous here at B.
अकेले
Now, if
दो
you
है
have told
भाई इधर
me
ये लोग
that
जीत सकते हैं
Boom
फाइट
would be
अच्छी
a
खासी
disciplined team, very controlled team.
Yeah,
वाओ
crazy, right?
टिपिकल लिया उसने बादशाह
Yeah, I would not have pictured that, but they are looking phenomenal right now.
मार इसको मार
Famous holding the angle, spots out, gets the information for the team as well. Divide trying to make use of the angle, but getting gunned down. A bit of a wall bang. Double kill now, looking for the third, but Patman will be able to answer back, but of course, not before the rest of the team
यार एक
descends
ही गन
upon
गई
him,
उनकी
so Boom able to answer back.
माइंड फ्रीक को हटा दिया माइंड फ्रीक बैठा ही है माइंड फ्रीक आज कोचिंग दे रहा है
that round, not able to get out an operator just yet, of course. I think that's one of my things that I'm really going to be kind of waiting for in this series as well, right? To see if Famous is going to be able to keep on his #1 operator kill collection at the moment. And how, I think more importantly, Paper X are going to be battling against that, right? Because you're not seeing any Vipers.
अब आएगी ना गन्स ओ देखो फोर्सेकन का भी अल्ट आ गया जिंग का भी अल्ट आ गया भाई ये लोग अपने बाय राउंड में इतने क्रेजी अल्ट एडवांटेज में ये लोग फास्ट कर सकते हैं किधर भी वाओ नाइस फ्लैश ब्रो यू प्ले जस्ट लाइक हर्ष भाई
just for a tiny second, so at least for now it's still not the worst thing in the world, but there are a lot of killjoy traps on the site itself.
ओ भाई
Blaze wall as well.
देखो साइड कैसे मिलेगी
Trying to
उनको
get that pinch on, trying to get the spike planted as soon as possible. Jing with a run it back will continue pushing down a single lane. Berserk though holds down halls with a lone shorty. Something tries to deal with him, will be able to do just that, but not before.
टीपी लगा पीछे फ्लैश करके फाइट ले उधर फ्लैश करके फाइट ले उधर फ्लैश करके फाइट ले
The site is too hot for them to get the spike planted. Divide trying to provide some assistance.
ड्रोन डाला
Smoke goes a little bit too deep. Shiro
अरे
and
पीक
Famous
कर
have already gone to the
something
sidelines. It's just something left now. Fake gate crash as well, but the spike still down. The stealth drone has spotted him out.
Oh my
This
God,
round
1v3
is quite possibly
my
over.
god you're gonna win this my
unless
god
a miracle is pulled out of the hat.
I trust you I believe you
Give
bro
him individual jewels.
He's got no util as well, Komodo.
Very difficult.
And speaking of how disciplined Boom has been, look at this.
30 seconds left.
No individual duels.
Iron body लगाया है.
Spots out the shoulder. Headshot easily found.
भाई एक चीज समझ में नहीं आई जब something को अच्छा something smoked off था वहाँ पे. But still KO बाहर निकला हुआ था उसको नहीं मारा something.
I mean, he's just been so consistent throughout the games that we've been seeing
Last
so
match,
far from
PRX
Boom
was
and
like
their
Hurts by
2-0
today, like
wins.
Klurge.
And I mean, you look towards it as well, right? I saw a great haunt from
Hey,
Patman
my
and
brother.
but the run it back wasn't able to get deep enough to be able to capitalize on anything there. So something that you'll want to see PaperX reel in a little bit later on, but the protocols are certainly there for them. I mean, I'm seeing them sneak up towards B, right, with all the killjoy utility that Berserks has down, and they're trying to break in, but it's the trading, it's the right angles from Boom. Very aware of their strengths on this map so far, which, I mean, it'll be further accentuated now that they've got the guns and PaperX do not.
Absolutely. I do imagine, you know, this is a composition that Boom is quite familiar with, having, you know, studied PaperX in the past, possibly. Of course, their most recent matchup was like 3 years ago.
I mean, talk about studying. It's
been a while, but you know, they are both Indonesian teams, somewhat Indonesian players both sides, at least right now though.
Ooh, nice. Eco aa raha hai. Eco aa raha hai.
Feeling some heat himself, getting taken out. Meanwhile,
4v3, 4v3.
Getting fired back as well. Forsaken though, with this Phantom pickup, will continue to push through.
And because it's a 2 versus 4 at the moment, Famous has to bring out the Blade Storm because the Outlaw is going to be that distant gun.
If he can find the right position for it at least, but look at
nice, भी खाली है. जाओ दोस्तों, जाओ.
As well, right?
आगे
so
बढ़ो.
Playing with Phantom, Vandal. We've seen Forsaken really picking up the Phantom lately.
Klurge भाई Mind Freak क्यों नहीं खेल रहा?
अरे Mind Freak भाई आज Alex भाई के साथ बैठा है.
So this might be a bit of a thrifty to come through.
भाई आज तुमको पता है workout में coach में Mind Freak आया था.
Quite sussed out Famous's position just yet. He has a
वो
slight
करने. Fist bump करने.
I guess they are throwing. I guess they are throwing.
Well. The Nebula blocking so much of it off.
Bro, look at PaperX. पहले round Jing ace.
Right on time as well. Famous clears the angle. Spots out.
तुम अभी लाइव गए क्या?
Needed that shot, honestly.
First round नहीं देखा?
Blaze.
नहीं.
Okay.
First round Jing ace किया, second round Forsaken 4K किया.
The hat, not quite. It's gonna be Divide with the Sheriff shot instead. Famous now goes for the peak, but Jing in with the flash as well. It's Forsaken to
भाई आज हर्ष भाई Patman के आते ही PaperX कुछ तो लग रही है. देखो ना something Yoru खेल रहा है.
Yeah,
वही exactly. दो duelist है ना, इसलिए मचा दिया.
None the wiser, and then you've got multiple members
क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
to explode and play strength in numbers, right? Good patience from PaperX.
भाई Forsaken निकाला actually ये round पता है दोस्तों.
It's good to see that the decision making from them is wise.
Forsaken ने दो बहुत ही important kills लिए थे ये round.
Getting a bit of a read for how PaperX might play, especially with the run it back from Jing in the previous round. But you know, PaperX also showing that they have a lot of cards up their sleeves.
Yeah, I mean, when Devi's picking up this Astra, I mean, it's
तो
not
हो रहा
an
है.
agent that we usually associate with him whatsoever, right?
ये लोग का eco round है. ओ भाई साहब बंदा करके दे गए.
PaperX looking to exploit the mid lane.
भागो 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 भाई.
And he did have the
operator
sheriff,
क्यों
right?
है?
Famous now has the operator. I wonder if
ओह
PaperX is
कौन डाल रहा है flash? अरे भाई!
Would have to. Famous currently leading.
Go down flash!
On the op right now, but instantly dealt with by something. Look at how he pilots that Yoru. Gate crashes all the way towards the back and throws it off sight lines.
भाई मैप के बाहर flash फेंका है.
They want to just grab that operator and go for a save here as Boom. You're in a 5 versus 3 deficit. It's going to be very difficult to try and get in on a retake here. You just have to play towards the later portion of this half. You know, how can you activate Famous with this operator? This is the round where just, the one impact kill in mid, space created for PaperX to explode into B, and a simple combination where something is able to TP past Famous with that operator on the line towards
वो तो normal TP में मिल गया उसको kill.
Pretty just ordinary.
अरे ऊपर structure ही ऐसा है वो उसके पार जाएगा.
This is exactly how you would want to play this agent composition.
मेरे को देखना है वो flash कहाँ गया भाई. Maybe मैं उसको judge गलत किया.
Kills that they can find on the hunt
भाई
here.
कोई तेहो AFK बोल रहा है भाई.
Forsaken. Yeah, he's not going to be able to find.
मेरे को देखना है अभी replay में.
Well done for PaperX. Another round on the board on this attacking side.
Yeah, a bit of discipline for PaperX as well, but we shall see, a bit of a second opportunity. So Famous to find something with this op.
Gonna have Coach Six Fingers in here for some words. Are we gonna have pseudo Coach Mind Freak on the side of PaperX here? Because we did see Patman, right, sitting with Alex.
Pro play में भी लोग flash
Fields as well.
Coach Fields, yes, absolutely.
Alex
Always
बोला
excited
होगा
to see
जो
what
खेला है
strategies he's
खेलो.
able to cook up, and especially when Boom are running this Team Heretics comp as well, you know, there's going to be a little bit of tape that they can kind of work back towards and what strength there's going to be. So far, not seeing too much, you know, in terms of the KO buff, if you want to call it a buff that comes through on those flash drives, and the Yoru clone as well, right? Having a little bit of extra money that you need to spend on it. I still think something's been playing that quite okay.
Yeah, we haven't really, you know,
हमारी टीम भी दिखाओ
walked
यार.
sheer walls just yet.
Woo!
You would imagine it does come back at some
भाई
point. There it is.
legit mind freak main coach वाले में बैठा है.
Is the camera's closer to him, right? So does that make him in the actual coach slot? Like, is that what we're seeing here?
So Alex is the assistant coach
Alex
today.
Alex is assistant. He can just chill. No desks to be broken today.
भाई Alex
Yeah, at least.
Mind freak सही में.
हाँ सही में coach है.
He does have that somewhere, but at least right now I have to imagine
Alex as assistant
has to be called for Boom to reinforce mid a little bit more. PaperX has been exploiting that in the past few rounds. So there it is, a couple of pings on the map. Shiro position nearby as well.
Here's the footsteps. That's a good flash.
A big test for Shiro right now.
Tries to dodge it.
Check it.
Check it. Something. Tries to get ahead with a bit of a gate crash, but it's going to be a double for Shiro right now. Pop flashes as well, and with the underhand toss. Fragments to deter PaperX from pushing any further. Forsaken just re-peeking it though.
Yeah, spotted out by the drone. Wanted to try and bring something back into a workable scenario for PaperX. But at this point in time, some aggression dealt with by Shiro very nicely. And it's kind of just going to really stop PaperX here. The spike is down at doors. You've got an operator looking after that as well.
भाई एक flash हुआ उस flash से literally call आया होगा भाई इसके flash का. वो लोग check नहीं कर रहे.
Forsaken in a spot of bother. And something that I was kind of wondering as well, right? When was DOS9 gonna kind of be brought into the fray for Boom here?
सीधा भाग रहे हैं.
Utility.
वो देखो ना Vice flash लगा के रखा है उधर. Shiro flash हुआ.
Adjustments back into the B side as well. And now it's going to be Famous holding the line with this op. But Divide, well, recalls the star.
But there's 30 seconds, right? He needs really big heroics at the moment. Famous with the operator is extending his kill lead with that gun.
देखो जब दवाई को पता है कि वहीं पे ऑपरेटर से मारा है.
I mean, they're not too flashy for Boom.
वो फिर भी वहाँ पे जा रहा है जैसे अपन ranked game में करते हैं.
And now you got the operator back on the line again.
So Boom incredibly aware. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking, especially with an opt down.
I believe
you have to imagine
कि पहले के टाइम ये प्लेस चलते थे. आजकल लोग इसको एंटी स्टड और क्या बोलते हैं काउंटर करना अच्छे सीख गए हैं. तो इसलिए भी सब काम नहीं करता.
Yeah, I mean, I look towards him as well, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, you've got a couple of flashes on Jing, on something.
Spike लेने गया, Spike लेने के बाद जा सकता था ना वहाँ से.
He needs to either play on a little bit of luck where he's not blinded to get the shot, or go for the lucky blind shot, right? So I'd be kind of interested to see how his repositioning is going to be around the map, because that's going to be one of Boom's strengths, right? It's on this defensive side, really repositioning where he's going to be, how they're leaning around this map, what tells that PaperX are going to come out with.
Fade और Yoru ult है.
Huge home crowd watch party cheering out for Boom as well. In Jakarta, where Ascension was held last year, but back into this.
You've got the operator on this A site, and you've got all of Berserk's utility at the moment. So there's dimensional drift. Yeah, I mean, PaperX are going to really try and go with this one. Cosmic Divide invested, but the utility is going to stall them out.
Just trying to push them off positions. The Nightfall being sent in as well. Famous just firing off warning shots, but not quite finding anything with pot shots. He does find one all of a sudden.
Yeah. Null Command.
With the Cosmic Divide now, so a bit of a pop flash through possibly. They're trying to play around the smokes. Null Command just does keep them at bay for the time being. PaperX trying to hold on to the current positions. Pop flash sent through, and there it is. Bounced off the wall. Something gives himself a bit of an escape route. Blaze Wall just by further time for PaperX. Do they go back to the game? Still not quite safe. Boom are suppressing them with a lot of stray bullets. Something holds the angle. Famous in with a shorty. Something tries to go for the flick, but gunned down by Berserks as well. The Forsaken flick not quite there. Tries to hold it off right around stairs, but Famous poison down.
भाई उन लोग ने 3 ult invest करी है round.
Yeah, Divide to lose his life first, and PaperX still want to try and get the spike plant down and protect it when Shiro's Null Command is in the mix. I saw the Blaze Wall come up from Jing, but a missed taunt from Patman. Dodged at the right time for the Boom members, not highlighting anybody. Makes it extremely difficult for PaperX to kind of win any of the duels there. I mean, the shorties are being played well. The fact that Famous finds that first one whilst blind, I mean, it really does hurt out PaperX. But I really have to say,
maybe they press the issue a little bit too hard
ये
when
famous
something's
जो है,
dimensional drift goes in and he's spotting out. You know,
बज नहीं
famous,
रहा,
you know the
बज
operator's
नहीं
there
रहा
when
ये.
he's spotting out berserks. You know the killjoy utility is going to be around the site. They invested
Wow,
a
bro.
lot to try and
Back to back
bully,
timeouts.
bully Boom out of that site, and Boom. Once upon a time, they might have conceded the site. They might have been a little bit scared. But this Boom that we're seeing right now, Quack, are a team that has come through Ascension in the slot that they didn't think they'd be here when they lost to Nongshim, right? They are 2-0 up. They are contending with Paper X in the early stages of this map.
And they're not
4-on-4 है भाई, ये लोग यहाँ से
so
8-4
far,
कर
not
सकते हैं
yielding the site.
या फिर 7-5 भी
We
कर
heard it
सकते
from
हैं.
the coach's interview way before, you know, on the pre-show. Six Fingers mentioning that the players are incredibly driven. This is a very hungry team. Like we've mentioned, they win this and they are pretty much locked in for playoffs.
Yeah.
Paper Rex, on the other hand,
I mean, are they gonna make it to another international event? That's the question for me.
They might not even make playoffs at this point, Dion.
I know, right? I know. I think my little fun thing is org-wise as well. Paper X and Boom last time, it was 13-1.
अबे Boom Esports Masters में जा सकती है.
That's why I'm like, ooh, Fracture. Yeah. It's gonna be the last map. That was the last time these guys played each other. That's a bit spicy.
Bit of familiarity for sure, but still
2.5 years ago. I don't know how much you'd read into that.
We gotta rear our sights back into this current matchup where things are starting to heat up, very much so.
Different positions though with the utility. Shiro, he repositions over into this mid-con area. You did see the hot hands go out from Jing. Where DOS is playing.
Suppression blade though spots everything out. Good little flash, but is it going to be enough? They know where DOS is. Patman will go for a pinch. A little bit of utility as well, just to push NG Slasher off, but still trying to force it through. Famous will find a bit of a trade as he takes one down up
Now there's a gap in the map, right? Berserks has to fall back a little bit.
Bro, no freaking way!
That is still active. It's not spotting out anything, so he can absolutely play comfortable at this right line.
No.
Patman, the gun barrel, I think it was just spotted. I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't matter, because now it's all on for Forsaken.
This is the worst spot for the spike to be dropped in. Okay.
But now it's heard, right? 30 seconds to go. The turret has been recalled. Forsaken's going to get in towards the side. There's a nano to buy time.
That's exactly what I mean. And all he's got is just this sheer wall where currently placed. Might just give us some information. Arco's back in. Repositions, and now that's where he gets spotted out by Famous from the back. I mean, even if Famous wasn't there, Berserks was up by Dugout.
I do like the response from Paper X in their approach to be able to take mid though, right? When they're lining up for this combo of utility to try and take out Shiro's position where he got that double kill in the round previously, right? You're seeing these little adjustments come out from Paper X, but again from Boom, they themselves are adjusting around the map really nicely as well. Famous didn't get too hungry pushing up through B long, by the way. Very disconnected from the rest of the team. He still got a kill, so it was really important that those kills in amongst the street went, you know, which either team's way to bring some stability, but in the 2 versus 2,
really needs patience to hold that.
Again, he's just coming up with, you know, not the most clutch play in the round to be able to win it, but the fact that he converts that very easily into the 2 versus 1 for the team is gorgeous.
Yeah, a little bit of mauling from Alex as well. I mean, starting to feel a lot of the pressure right now. Boom recognizing Paper X playing this double duelist composition, trying to work around B-Link as well, but now back into it. A bit of B-Long pressure. Famous back in with the up, and he continues to lead, and up kills! A second one going through!
Almost mara usko.
Slightly whisked right past by, and Jing will be able to escape with his life, but still down around this pillar.
I don't know if they spotted DOS getting in towards the corner. They can't really flush him out, though, unless you want to try and invest a hot hands and play along the line.
I don't know. I don't think.
Jing का ult है.
So far, though, Famous,
his
damage is done, right?
अगर एक kill लेता है Jing.
A creep up behind the Nebula.
Oh man, still trying to go in off of it.
अरे माँ
कसम! Just a bit, but Famous instantly deals with it.
भाई ये Famous है player यार दोस्तों. भाई यार strike क्या मार रहा है Famous.
He's crazy, Paper X in this round.
Flawless round to come through from Boom. Every duel won, and Famous is on 30 HP, man. He's not scared to go in for it when, you know, you got the Blaze Wall coming up from Jing. Why would you expect a player who's on 30 HP to just challenge him with the shorty? You kind of don't, right? But that's what sometimes just the gusto from him to go in.
The morale boost from the previous rounds.
Yeah, well, it's 4
said
in
it
a row.
before, Boom are on a hot streak. This guy's leading with 15 kills right now.
What did I talk about though, Quack? When Famous gets the operator in his hand, he is looking like a demon.
Ult है जिंका जिंग ult करेगा.
Oh, where is that gun again?
Oh, he's ready to go into Devil Trigger. It's a Palat! Instantly shuts down that running back from Jing.
Blades out as well.
Paperx continuing to look to bully their way through into it. Famous will be able to pull out the blades, but here comes that storm. Back into it with the shortest while NC Slasher holds down the line for Storms to clean things up. Boom, with 7 rounds in their pockets right now.
Man, they're on an absolute ripper of a run, aren't they? 5 in a row to the last round of this half. Now that was a complete shutdown. The collateral that comes out, maybe an overheat with the next one. Technically, the collateral on the runner back, right? So Jing is not able to find some further positioning. That kill from Devi, I mean,
crazy kill,
but the fact that NC Slasher just gets 3 out of here, I mean, he's hot potatoing all different. Berserk, he does not cave under the pressure around that A site that he has made his home. This defensive side of Boom at the moment. And now for Peripherals, a challenge in towards the A site, nice and early. Remember, the Dimensional Drift last time, they went into the site really early to force the plant. This time, Boom, give them a bit of this respect deep.
A little bit more. It is the last round of the first half, and Boom sitting on close to a couple of ultimates. They're happy to possibly go for it, go for the retake. I mean, you've got the lockdown as well. Something in with the judge, though, trying to buy more time and spacing. Steel Garden popped, and Boom are now all hovering around the site. Shiro in to create some space around Art. Bit of pressure as well. Allows for jumping judge, and he finds the double, and that's the lockdown. Peripherals has to evacuate the site. Petman unfortunately dug in a little bit too deep, and it's just a Devi off to A main, and they know exactly where he is. Shiro painted in all white, and that's gonna be Boom to pick up the 8th.
The protocols in that round from Boom are absolutely gorgeous. This time they don't challenge the side itself. They allow Peripherals to get in. They're gonna be confident in their retake. Berserk's getting the lockdown makes it really awkward for them as well. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, how the hell is Patman gonna get out in the middle of the site? The fact that the judge works a treat for Famers as well. They're just re-attacking this site from 4 different angles, essentially. And then they know where Devi is going to be playing from as well. That is a amazing performance from all Boom members in the tail end of the second half. And now the switch up for Peripherals, right? You got a question.
Judge थी something के पास. वहाँ पे कैसे हार सकता है वो जज से?
How are their rotations going to look like? How is the timing going to look like? Ingesting Patman in towards this roster now, having Devi on the Astro.
Legit लगा के रखनी
really attentive to timing for this team.
It's going to have to be key. Timing and getting a read for the rotations. Peripherals have only been showing this single look throughout this first half, repeatedly pushing, repeatedly trying to bully their way through, and Boom have readily dealt with it.
मेरे को Famous कितना अच्छा लग रहा है भाई. Famous क्या खेल रहा है.
Pearl to be the pick coming in towards this series from Peripherals. You look at the history, it ain't that crash hot this year, of course.
Boom's most recent Pearl play as well, back in kickoffs against Nongshan. That was a bit of a loss. But now, looking this way, 8-4 from the first half, they are happy to take this win.
You got to remember, though, as well, there was that match against T1 where they did lose at 11-13, right? There's question marks around that series as a whole. You know, Boom kind of could have won that in my eyes, but they didn't. But yeah, I mean, we've seen a little bit of Pearl from them as well. Didn't look the greatest against Nongshim, who just had a really good idea I'll be completely honest with you. And that's the sort of, you know, questions that I'm posing to Peripherals right now. How is their defense really going to look? It's a 1-4 split, more structure to the A side, and Boom. I mean, if they had the idea that this is going to be the positions of Peripherals here, you know, they've got that better very well.
DOS9 1 kill पे.
वो गरम कर रहा है हाथ.
सारे Famous मार दे रहे.
See a lot across the map. You've got that double initiator, and right now just a clear out pillar gives them a little bit more
support Boom. Okay.
confidence in pushing down B link.
Boom support all the way now.
Absolutely needing to get.
तुम लोग को लग रहा है मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं कर्स कर रहा हूँ.
Time can be bought as well.
Boom को support देता हूँ. देखो Boom कैसे मारती है.
That'll eventually be popped by Forsaken. He doesn't need to really rotate currently. And Peripherals, they're investing what they can around this A site, thinking there might be a rotate back over there. But I mean, this idea.
Everything was fine before Hashim.
Like,
of course,
three
bro.
Players still surrounding
exactly
the A side. Coming in from Boom. You spotted out 3 players at long earlier as something. You had to call for the rotations earlier.
Let's go, bhai. Famous, maar. Maar, bhai, maar. Aja. Tu mera dost, tu mera bhai.
0 point just
maar, bhai, घुस के.
Ensure that for something still right around the corners, and the rest of heaven, everything all blocked off by the smokes. Oh, and here comes the salvos as well. Something continuing to try to sneak something through.
Which means you don't have them for the full post now.
Or at least hang back and hold it long enough. Famous happy to take the fights.
Let's go.
The rest of the team
Let's go.
all holding up by B-Long. But take a look at the mini-map.
क्या बात है? क्या बात है, Shiro?
Shiro though.
क्या बात है, my God?
And Paperex able
हार
to
गए
answer
round
back
भाई.
as well.
वो 2 kill के
Now
वजह से
Jing
हार
looking
गए
to
round.
tap the spike. DOS9's positioning.
Oh, it didn't get
timing on the
halved.
peak. Might be able to surprise Paperex. They might have heard a peep as well though. Now getting off the hand, but oh! Instant frag onto Petman before taking down Jing. What is this from Boom?
Yeah,
तो
that's
body block नहीं करा
really
उसको?
nice timing from DOS9. The approximate millisecond before the spike gets halved as well, and then they get vulnerable up by it. Famous just trying to dance
देख
around
रहे
the
हो?
site. The timing from
मेरे
Shiro
support
within the
करने से कोई
nebulous
scene
above
नहीं है
is
भाई.
absolutely gorgeous to come out from him. A well-structured pistol to come through from Boom. A good idea at the beginning, the middle, of the end. Even when they're trying to establish the plan, right? Just getting those salvos down to buy a little bit of extra time. Really well done from
जिंग ने
them
पहले
to
राउंड एस मारा,
continue
उसके
this
बाद
run
अभी
from the
मारा
tail end
सीधा.
of their defensive side.
एक kill.
Off to the next round
भाई
as well.
डेंजर हाँ?
Happy to carry forward with
जिंग
this
पहला
momentum.
राउंड एस
Something
मारा
on
बस.
Marshall though.
And now it's heard.
उसके बाद
Turret
सिर्फ एक
down.
kill, वो भी अभी
4
अभी.
players once more at this A site.
11
This
round
would
बाद.
be just a bit of a good fight here.
Well, the fight on across the map unfortunately goes down the wayside as well. A bit of a flash. Patman will be able to pick up a double, but still
कसम 2 सेकंड
met
में
with
राउंड
force.
खत्म.
Boom happy to collect on this round.
Yep, double digits achieved from Boom.
यार दोस्तों ये
This
तो
bonus round is going to be a bit of a do or die situation for Paperex to start off as well. If they drop this one,
सीन हो
well,
गया यार.
makes it really difficult to come on back. But of course, it's not over until it's over.
But it is now or never, Komodo.
Yeah, and on the defensive side as well, right? So you've got to see, are they going to play this 1-4 again? Are they going to get a little bit more proactive up through A? Because currently they're spreading a little default around the map. It's not the worst idea when you're going up against the lesser weaponry, but for Boom, they've got a bit of an A play.
Not famous. Next map please. Exactly. Ascent है भाई ये लोग तो और नहीं जीतने वाले.
0 point as well. Now back into its A.
G2 का मैच देखा. G2 का मैच देखने लायक था क्या दोस्तों? कल देखने लायक था. जोगमो ने अकेले ने मार दिया पूरी एनआरजी को. पहला मैच क्या था? 13-1 था ना? 1 था कि 2 था? 1 था ना?
He doesn't get it off the spike.
Wow. Smokes off and
अरे भाई पैटमैन कुछ दिखा दे भाई.
sheer wall, but instantly sprayed down by Petman and gang. So Boom having to respect a bit of this space now.
Does this mean G is better than PRX in this stage 1? Chat तुम लोग ही बताओ. क्या G PRX से better लग रही है? मेरे हिसाब से 100%.
Right out of the wall, there's the thorns. So it really comes down to this 50 seconds for Boom. Do they stay and wait to explode out onto this A site? Not the worst idea, and they're going to go for it.
Will Paperex be able to hold Patman in with the off angle? Tries to hold towards stairs as well. Bit of a burst through, and that's going to be that. Patman in with the quad. What a debut. I mean, back in from Naos into this game onto Paperex. His first day.
Yep,
क्या बात है? कुछ दिखा दिया. भाई दिखा दिया पैटमैन ने भाई.
On that site, disregard, you know, the utility at that point in time. That might be a bit of a blessing for them as well, right? Because they can just be focused on their crosshairs.
Oh,
Patman,
crazy
he had a
भाई.
really silent first half. Not gonna lie, at the back of the
मैंने
pack
बोला
time and
कुछ
time
दिखा
again.
दे
But
और
this
साले ने
time,
सही में दिखा दिया भाई.
taking the lead.
भाई इसके फिर ऑपरेटर आ गई.
Good ultimate to throw into this round.
ऑपरेटर को बाहर फेंको भाई.
Might be an early contest.
मारो साला घुस के मारो सीधा पुश कर दो. पुश कर दो भी लो.
Paperex pushing up as well, though. Oh, and it's instantly dealt with by Famous and his op.
And what did I say earlier? If you're playing these operator lines as Famous, are you dodging the flashes or playing on a little bit of luck and timing? Well, the flash didn't meet its mark, unfortunately. Jing, a player that we've seen on Phoenix so often, gets the wrong timing.
Which is rather unfortunate for Paperex, and look at how they're all struggling to reposition right now.
Yeah, there's going to be so much emphasis on Forsaken and what he can spot here. Of course, the shear is not going to be available right now for him.
You're 5 and 10. You kind of know that Boom are barreling down this B long position. What are the rest of the players doing?
Haunt in, gets a bit of a reveal, but it's all the players from Boom looking to get out into the site. Patman, yeah, that was a bit ill-advised. Forsaken couldn't get any trades there.
Way far too exposed, and Boom are just surrounding this site.
भाई फुर्सिकन ऐसे बाहर निकला कि साला बैक साइड तो कोई हो ही नहीं सकता भाई मां कसम
Paul's not cleared. Hello?
Yeah, not even looking for him.
भाई देख भी नहीं रहा होल्स
He
को
had to cut a couple of corners there as Paper X, I guess. Like, I get the idea. But the fact that
भाई
no one
भंडे
was
Paper
just
X वाले भाई
expecting him to play back holes. Now you got to call the audible. Guys, we've got to save here. We need weapons going into the next round if we want to try and stop Boom from getting onto map point. I got to give credit to Boom. Like, the ideas they're coming out with here, Quack,
I guess
are
9th
amazing.
को है ना
The fact that they have that early engagement that they win, they settle down. Paper X completely just like leave the site to Forsaken to try and defend who's spotting over at Street. How much space does that give Boom to just wait for Salvos to come back?
कल ही है DRX के
साथ. And go in together as a team.
Or even just the opening pick with Famous on that off. You know, something that maybe Paper X were somewhat anticipating, but...
भाई अजमेर तुमने देखा फुर्सिकन कैसे बाहर निकला?
So there's the timing. That's the luck. That's the luck factor. It's
ना
either he
देखिए
spots them before they're blinded, or he gets it on a little bit of luck and timing because Jing is holding W.
भाई तुम यही देखने गए थे ना इसमें बूम का मैच?
It's not luck.
हाँ भाई.
It's just pure skill.
इनकी ऑडियंस
तभी ये टीम नहीं थी
तभी पुरानी
भाई मैं बता रहा हूँ क्लच भाई वो जो ऑडियंस होती है ना मतलब आईपीएल में कैसे अपने
Let's just add in there. It's Famous with an operator.
आईपीएल में कैसे ऑडियंस होती है और पूरा एकदम राड़ा होता है वैसे वो लोग राड़ा कर रहे थे भाई उस
Yeah, I mean, my question again, I kind of think I want to harp on this issue at the moment. We know how powerful Famous is when he gets the operator in hand on the defensive side. Sure, on the attacking side right now as well, he's still making this gun sing, and there's no rhyme or reason as to why Paper X aren't trying to
एलेक्स को ज्यादा ही सिखा रहा रहेगा एलेक्स अगली बार से बोलेगा तू बैठ जा भाई घर
early
पे
positioning, early reads, you know, if you want to try and allow
मेरे को लगता है माइंड फ्रीक को पता था कि आज हारेंगे तो सोचा आज बेइज्जती नहीं कराता सामने जो बूम वाला जो उसका कोच है ना बूम का कोच वो उसका सीएसगो का टीममेट है
if you're throwing in a haunt, you're throwing in some prowlers as well, you want to try and tackle some space, get in some flashes, they've got the flashes to do so.
पेपर एक्स तो सीएसके से खेल रही है और फोर्सेकन भाई थाला जैसे
Paper X right now, Komodo.
100%.
You're working at diminishing returns. This buy, if it doesn't work out, you're facing map point. Famous still on this op. And this time happy to
इधर चला गया और ये क्या हो गया?
Paper X though, stack up on towards the A site.
That's 2 suppressed off the 0 point, but there were 4 players in that bound, right? So a couple of dodges out, and now we get some A-main control from Paper X. They start to shift over towards B, but there's an absence of positions up the alleyway, right?
मारा भाई वो
Lockdown if they do decide to continue to push, not lockdown, sorry.
अभी समथिंग थोड़ी देर में देखना समथिंग उठ के आएगा इधर पीक
push all the
करने
way through. Meanwhile,
आ गया
If they do continue to this B site, time can be bought from Patman on the ult.
Oh, a lot of players on the other side though. The jump peak, can he sustain himself?
There's the ult, there's the C's as well.
भाई
So
चार
time to
मार
be bought,
होंगे
but you're going to funnel them in towards Jing.
Does he have it? It is Famous with the up, and he shuts Jing down again!
Yeah, he's on the try line, just not expecting them to be positioning connected when you 100% would have to assume so. It's dirty. You cannot just waltz out there as Jing, as a solo player, into a question-marked number. There could have been 5 Boom members at that spot.
No flash either, so it's really unfortunate. But at least Patman will be able to answer the Pat signal. Continues to hold the angle as well, but here it comes. It's going to be dueling mechanics. Divide in for additional support as well. Something arriving around B long.
क्या बात है? भाई बैटमैन मारा ना?
Able to shut down Boom's
भाई भाई
Nice it done from Patman to hold that
तुम
one
वो नहीं
down.
देखे
Really
भाई
lock in
जिंग को
Boom.
जो
I will
बीटी दे
say
रहा है
a problem that Jing, you know, goes for that dry duel.
भाई
Yes,
जिंग जिधर
but
पिक
got
करता है
Forsaken
ऑपरेटर से
still
मर
around the
जाता
B
है
site, you got his utility as well. So there's a couple of backup plans from Paper X in that spot.
Easy
But
ना?
I'm looking at this scoreline, by the way, Quack. You know, it's 11 for Boom.
लोग के लिए जी
right?
पर अच्छा
Can't make
है आपके
many
एरिया पर डिपेंड
mistakes as
करता है
Paper
भाई
X on this defensive side now.
30
So
किल
these
करके
rounds
मानेगा
have to
मेरे को
start
भी लग रहा है भाई
accumulating.
I have to imagine it's a really tough thing for Jing to deal with as well. You know, a lot of the fans or fake fans calling him different names as such. But he has to deal with this adversity now.
I mean,
Pushing
भाई ये तो रन इट डाउन कर रहा है
double
चैट
duelists that are both 6 kills, right?
रन इट डाउन
They're
कर रहा
not
है
really too impactful in this game so far. 0.53 in A main.
And the sheer wall instantly tripped. Famous on a bit of a journey with this judge currently.
Yeah, do they expect him to be pushed through connector? The Prowler goes into him, and the Prowler has just seen Famous, by the way, so they're
Wow.
very targeted on him here.
Run, in fact, suss out the judge, but here comes Patman as well. Now to hold the angle, Divine finds the frag against Famous. Just Shiro left in with the Sheriff. Tries to peek back out from Connector, gets shut down. Paper X happy to collect on yet another round. You've got 4 more to go.
Yeah, you need those gimmies. If there's a lesser equipped round to come through from Boom, you need those ones, you know, in a flawless capacity, or, you know, 4 players surviving, which is exactly what they do there. Really good conditioning as well, right? That shear goes up, making sure as a team that they're covering the alleyway still. If Street is lost, they're making sure that Connector is prowling out, if there's anyone close as well. So the ideas and the fundamentals of space clearing is at least still there for the team.
भाई ये famous versus Jing चल रहा है.
Wake up a little bit. You gotta love the run it back from Jing just to.
Jing को बहुत बीटी हो रही होगी ना.
That was, you
और
know,
something तो सारा पता भी नहीं है कि नहीं.
From Boom, and here comes the full force back into A. They've
Wow,
started
वो
to
लोग
read
भी
how Paper X have been, you know, getting that early aiming
Vice की ability पे operator push करा दी.
This was a quick A take from Boom as well. They could eventually have the gate crash over from something, which I believe it's not made it all the way back into the spawn at the moment, but he does have the operator over at the B side, so you'd almost want to kind of not see him just fully disconnect from B here.
Alright, he does kind of crash towards the back for a bit. Boom hasn't made a single peep thus far. And this is when they start to push down B Link. Good pop flash as well. But Forsaken playing it safe.
Yeah, Boom.
भाई बस 2 round निकालने यार.
They would have to bait out
नहीं
these
ये
stars
निकालेंगे
over at the
तो
A side.
9
Still
level
has
मिल जाएगा
majority
इनको
of
ऐसे.
Paper X's force here.
Yeah, and with Forsaken jiggle peeking, he doesn't spot any more further down B Link, so it's a bit of a read into this A site.
That's a good molly. That's a good molly.
But now pinned into
Let's go.
Position. And it allows for NC Slash to find the double back.
एक को मारने जाते हैं, 2 मर जाते हैं.
Has to hold and anchor down the site. But
कसम
into the
भाई
overhead as well,
लोग.
he feels a lot of
थोड़ी
pressure. The
ठंडी
cosmic
रख लो
divide
भाई उधर अपने
blocking
अंदर.
every single sight line. Clones out, but instantly dealt with. Forsaken able to find a frag off of it. Steel guard in this one. Oh, look at NC Slasher ready to hold. Just something left. Lose this, and it's map point for Boom. He's got an op Komodo. Peeks the close angle, swaps to the shorty, finds NC Slasher, and swaps to a rifle. Has a chance. But it's 2 players holding up by stairs. He taps. Creeps up front. Not quite finding Berserks. It's Berserks who slashes him with a giant sword, and that's going to be Boom reaching that crucial map point.
Gotta remember, when those walls are up as well, your gun technically spotted first, so the fact that NC Slasher grabs that 3rd kill on 5 HP is absolutely ridiculous to come on out.
वो देखो ना, वो देखो उसने 5 HP में पीक करके मारा है.
अरे माँ. That shot is just absolutely brilliant from him, not gonna lie.
वही round निकाल दिया भाई.
Boom, they immediately answer back after the 2 that Paper X get. And now it's 5, right? It's 5 map points.
कोई ना दोस्तों, शायद ना शायद
Forsaken
भाई की ट्रेन छूट रही है.
Oh my god, and Paper X decide to push.
Bro, no way, substun है! Substun है!
Will slow them down, but Jing happy to fire back. Divide with the support as well.
No!
Zero. A bit of presence found by Forsaken, but now smoked off around stairs. He continues to creep through though. Position not quite found. Shiro lets him slip. And Dawson will pay the price. Forsaken collects with the triple. Finds around for Paper X to keep them in the game.
And then there was
हाँ, जिंग ने 2 बार ऐसा crazy play बनाया.
Nice plays off the flash drive, don't get me wrong. I thought he'd snuck in towards the site. Trigger discipline on
Klurge
Forsaken,
भाई के दर्शन
2
भाई.
versus 2. The fact that Forsaken's able to at least bring that down into an advantageous position as well, right? There's a couple of these duels that go a little bit haywire. Paper X, how blinded were they in main when they first tried to take all of those duels, right?
Yeah, I feel like Haywire is putting it kindly at this point. This is a really dicey situation for Paper X. And every round still cuts so close.
4 more.
Now, in with a bit of another half buy, Famous on the Bucky, Berserk's on the Guardian. Everyone watching with bated breath.
Pretty much.
9-12.
Operator line as well. Seen a couple
Famous
of those lopsided shots from something.
Sorry.
That's better.
Good flick. That deters any more peeks from Boom further down this B position. Into B Link though, and that's where Patman takes a hit. Jing now has to come up huge, and he does!
Nice, bhai.
The double picked up!
Jing online हो गया दोस्तों.
Instantly tripped. And he's going to look to top himself off with the hot hands. Forsaken for additional support. The spike on the ground. Famous looking to pick it up. Has the Bucky. And he fires off a shot.
भाई Famous ने पूरे मैच Jing को बजाया है भाई.
If he could get his blades up here, there's a chance if Paper X give him all of these 1v1s.
Forsaken though with this angle, really tight. It's not going to be doable for Famous, even if he does peek through.
He wants the other gun. He wants to get the Sheriff, the sidearm. I don't know if he got it. I don't think he did.
Don't think so. So still with the Bucky, he tries again, but shut down by Davai and Paper X. Still hanging by a threat, but slowly revealing themselves in.
Yeah, but these are the sort of rounds where you've got a lot of the ultimates available as well, right? So if you want to try and navigate a retake back in towards a map, a bit of a comeback, you're going to have to rely on a couple of those pivotal ults.
Yeah, very much so. But I have to say, in this round, Jing redeeming himself with that little double. Holds down the line for Paper X. Has to keep that up for the rest of the map if they are to convert this into an overtime. This is Paper X's map pick.
Well, that is certainly the scary word to be saying when we consider Boom. But we'll see. Contest over towards the B side early on. Drone to push Forsaken back. Timing on the deeper Nebula. That's the 1-4 setup again here for Paper X, where they really need to start to have some rotates back over here. Boom, though, not necessarily needing to stay at this B site either. Some lurks over towards A. You've got Patman, who's actually just prowled in the street to clear both sides. So there was positions around the map that Boom technically could have snuck into.
Got to be very careful as well, though. I mean, you mentioned those ultimates from before, Komodo. Paper X has a few, but Shiro has the null command.
Yeah, but it's the passive approach from Boom at the moment that if they do let the timer go down extremely low, those ults could essentially just win the round for Paper X.
Shiro across the map as well. Boom trying to get a read for where Paper X have set up.
The 0 point did just get something on this deeper A line as well.
Something. Gotta be careful, buddy. He does have the op, so looks for an escape route again. And this is where Boom recollects themselves towards his B site. Paper X
Forsaken starts to rotate towards the A site, but you do have 3 players here. Remember the Haunt, the Nightfall here from Patman is going to be huge.
Boom keeping them split 3 and 2. Nightfall does find its mark. Jing in with a run it back as well. Divine to receive first contact.
Yep, they've called it.
And that is the entire round right there. Jing finding and dealing a little bit more damage to Boom's economy as well. 10 seconds and Boom looking for the save.
As I said,
Paper X.
Bro, crazy.
But Zero! What is that? Microflicks again. Divine answer back as well. NC Slasher to find a little bit more.
but economy
it's not bad in terms of economical damage.
Yeah, all the damage at the end there. I mean, it's pretty costly for Boom, not going to lie. You're opting for the save and you only take 1 gun out of that previous round. There's a discussion to be had here, that is for sure. What did I mention about the ultimates that are going to be there, right? As soon as that Nightfall comes down, that pretty much saves off Boom from being able to get in there. It doesn't matter that the null command goes in as well. When you're trying to just get in towards the site, you've got to give yourself a little bit of breathing room if you've not destroyed a lot of that Vice utility, if you've not found anyone on towards the site, right? That's a little bit too passive from Boom in that position.
That's going to be the final timeout of the match being called by Boom. Can they find their round?
और जब से डोसा भाई आए इनके पास तब से ये लोग थोड़े से deadly लग रहे हैं भाई.
And Paper X have been starting to get a grasp of how Boom are looking to attack. They've been able to read some of the rotations across. Maybe not even quite.
JJ Mommy,
how Boom are trying to work their way across the map.
Yeah, but any slip-ups on the Paper X side, and you got to consider as well that might be the map done and dusted, right? So I wonder how passive that actually makes Paper X here.
This is going to be quite
tricky for sure. I mean, the ultimates are Ascension जीत के आए ना इसीलिए. मतलब Ascension में final तक गए थे. फिर उसके बाद Bleed Esports को बाहर निकाला Riot franchise से तो Boom Esports को ले लिया.
In both of the series that they've played so far against DRX and Gen G, and then won the second map. Maybe that'll happen here too if they do lose this.
Nongshim वाली जो team है.
Myself, but we will see.
I guess वो वाली team Ascension जीती थी.
A little bit superstitious
and
themselves,
Boom
but
Esports
at least for now needing to read
Bleed
the
के जाने पे बाहर आई.
Divide does have the cosmic divide. It is Boom on a bit of thrifty though.
If this round does go Paper X's way, you will have the Armageddon on NC Slasher as well as the lockdown, unless you want to try and get them in this round where you now have a player advantage.
The pistol kill.
This will push something off the line. They know that the operator is around this A site, but do they know that mid is being crept up on by Paper X?
Toss as well. DOS 9 low HP.
DOS 9 ka.
They do
DOS 9 ka.
Oh, the next DOS 9.
He saw Forsaken. He saw him as well.
And that's a lot of info. Lockdown investment might find its return right now. Armor getting pushed.
Oh,
in
they
favor
got
of
Bro!
That's famous with the blades. A lot of space being collected on by Boom.
GG.
Just 2 players out from Peripherals
You're
to
smart,
confirm this entire
Kille,
round.
be.
Is it doable? Not quite.
Bro,
Just
no
a fight left,
way.
and he's spotted out by the
Eco
back,
round में
knives
कितना
in
smart
towards the
खेले
neck
भाई.
of Defy. Famous finds the round. The final score at this match, 13-10.
A flawless thrifty to come through from Boom. Would you have it
Bro,
any other
भाई.
way? A classic Paper X moment. Unfortunately, I can't
Classic.
believe
भाई
that has
उसने
happened.
classic
When you think
Paper
that
X
they should
moment
be
बोल दिया.
gimmied the round, Quack. They make it difficult for themselves.
भाई क्या खेली बूम स्पोर्ट्स भाई. G2 के सामने कौन सी टीम टिक पाएगी? अभी तक तो कोई नहीं है भाई.
भाई लेकिन it was a nice try, I'll say.
हाँ
It
ठीक
was a
है.
nice try.
ठीक है. I guess असेंट में वो लोग अच्छा खेले गेम में भी.
मतलब लेट उनका हाथ गर्म हुआ लेकिन हुआ तो
भाई उनका हाथ गर्म पहले ही राउंड पे था. ये देखो फर्स्ट राउंड देखो.
अभी लेकिन मेरे को क्या लगता है मालूम क्या
हाँ
कि अभी डोसा का भी हाथ गर्म हो गया है.
भाई वही डोसा ने तो बताया भी नहीं कि वो खेल रहा है.
हाँ
एक राउंड दिखा है बस.
अगर वो बता दिया ना
तो अभी ये लोग
तो यड़ बग जाएगी.
एग्जैक्टली भाई. सिर्फ शीरो और ये खेले फेमस खेले पूरा गेम. बाकी सब लोग सपोर्ट कर रहे थे बस. भाई और ये बहुत लकी भी हुआ. हाँ बहुत जगह उसको 2 बार स्मोक थ्रू, 1 बार फ्लैश में ऐसे किल्स मिले उसको और राउंड पलट दिया उसने. अगर वो सारे राउंड्स जो है अगर वो पेपर एक्स को मिल जाते ना अभी मैच जीत गए होते. दूसरा कौन है? डॉस 9
हो गया अभी छोड़ दो वो बात को. निकल गया वो कब का. भाई वैसे I changed my mousepad to a white colored one. Guess my rank. Wait.
वाह
Bro ये
अभी उसने एक लैपटॉप तिरछा लगाया है.
ब्रो इसने कंटिन्यूएशन किया है ये वॉलपेपर का. दिस इज
Bro.
और ये उल्टा भी रखा है. दिस इज obnoxious. इंडिया इज नॉट फॉर बिगिनर्स माय फ्रेंड्स.
ये क्या है भाई?
गोटेड.
ये क्या है?
उसके पास OG कैमरा है देखो.
हाँ भाई विंटेज वाला. वो देखो ना OG एलेक्सा OG कैमरा सब है उस पे. उसका माउस पैड देखो भाई.
ये अलेक्सा है. वो माउस पैड तो
माउस पैड तो डेंजर है ना. उसका रैंक तो गेस कर लो.
वाओ ब्यूटीफुल.
अरे
क्या स्क्रीनशॉट डाल रहा है. अच्छा रैंक गेस.
हाँ भाई मेरे को लगता है इसका पीक असेंडेंट होगा. हाँ भाई ये थोड़ा डेंजर गेमर होगा.
इसके पास माउस तो अच्छा है.
वो DPS का भी है.
मतलब
उसका स्कूल देखो. उसका अवार्ड देखो. उसके पीछे आम पन्ना भी रखा है उसने.
गोल्ड.
और सैन फ्रांसिस्को भी गया है.
अच्छा अभी वो सिल्वर है लेकिन उसका पीक गोल्ड है.
ब्रोंज.
ओ
अबे
भाई लेकिन ये माउस क्यों लिया है फिर तूने? क्यों मतलब क्या घर पे क्या बोला तूने ये लेते टाइम?
तो उसके
नीचे
नीचे
कितने का माउस है ये?
2000 कौन सा है वो? डिथेडर है? नहीं
बसिलिस्क है ना शायद.
बसिलिस्क वो 3000 कुछ का. क्या बता सकते हैं? अरे हर्ष भाई तुमको मोटा कर दी.
क्यों भाई? ये क्या सीन है?
G2 एनर्जी देखा भाई? मतलब लाइव नहीं देखा, ये देखा बस.
अरे माँ कसम घिबली
6000 का है.
अरे क्या हो रहा है ये दोस्तों?
G2 बहुत क्रेजी मारी भाई.
घिबली घोबली. अरे माँ कसम ये कौन से अंकल है इधर? अलेक्जेंडर द गोट.
भाई उसके बाजू में ग्रूट है देखो.
किधर है?
नीचे देखो नीचे.
अरे माँ कसम इधर ग्रूट है. इधर भी ग्रूट है. भाई क्या बना रहे यार. खा के मोटा हो गया है. ठीक है यार. इंसान नॉर्मल खाना भी ना खाए अपना. भूख लगी है यार. सोहेल वाओ
नाइस
भाई क्या टाइमलाइन है भाई का. डेंजर.
मूवी एडिट कर रहे हैं. उधर देखो ना लेफ्ट साइड वाला.
इधर तक टाइमलाइन है.
अबे
क्या
भाई
कर रहा है भाई? अच्छा नहीं, ये नेस्ट
ये
के
वो है,
अंदर
हाँ,
अलग से एडिट कर रहा है
exactly.
भाई।
ओ भाई कुछ तो इम्पोर्टेंट काम कर रहा है भाई ये।
ये कौन है मालूम?
कौन है?
ये इताची उचीचा है और ये शूरिकेन है।
ओह नाइस ब्रो, आपको सब पता है, आप कितने कूल हो हर्ष भाई।
ये गाना कौन सा मालूम?
हाँ
ये मैंने नहीं सुना।
अच्छा ये नहीं सुना। जोगो में पहला मैच तो 27-7 था शायद।
क्या बात है भाई। दिस इज माय
अरे
चेटा।
सेटअप बहुत लैग करता है।
ओ
करना तो चाहिए।
ठंडक भी पहुंचा रहे हो आप तो उसको, क्या बात है। हर्ष भड़ौरिया, व्हाट अ नेम।
बहादुरिया है।
हर्ष नाम।
बहादुरी।
सॉरी
बड़े दौड़िया।
भड़ौरिया। हर्ष भाई,
हर्ष भाई कोडिंग कर रहे हैं।
हर्ष पोर्टफोलियो।
वाओ
नाइस, ब्यूटीफुल। 1 साल से वैलो खेल रहा ऑन दिस सेटअप। प्लैट 1 राइट नाउ। वांना बी अ गोटी गेमर लाइक यू। ओह ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन।
हाँ
भाई ऐसा मुंडी करके खेलता होगा यार।
भाई साहब सुपर चैट पढ़ते हैं लोग जैसे। भाई उसको कीबोर्ड कितना अच्छा लुकिंग है।
या
नाइस भाई, गुड
नाइस
सेटअप।
सेटअप। या आई लाइक इट। वेट, अच्छा ये यूपीएस है?
यूपीएस है वो। उसका कैबिनेट नीचे होगा।
अरे माँ कसम।
क्या बात है भाई, टेंस भाई को क्या बनाया है।
अबे मेरे को देखो भाई, मैं फुल मोगरा लग रहा हूँ।
रहने दो भाई, पर टेंस भाई को देखो।
अबे मैं तो डेंजर लग रहा हूँ। बट अभी
आज स्ट्रीम लैग नहीं ये किया ना मैंने, स्ट्रीम लैब्स पे
बस
शिफ्ट
हो
हो
गया
गया।
ये चैट। गिबली
हाँ
को
ना हो गया भाई, अभी तो वो चल रहा है ना।
मतलब मैं इसके जैसा दिखता भी नहीं हूँ। इसके
हैं।
जैसा मेरे मतलब ऐसा दिखता भी नहीं हूँ मैं।
सही
मैं
बात
इससे
है।
बहुत बढ़िया बनाता हूँ, बढ़िया दिखता हूँ।
हैं सही बात है। नाइस
हो
गेमिंग
हो
सेटअप।
हो संडे गेम प्ले।
क्या बात है।
शॉप वाला सेटअप। ऊपर साहब।
ओए वो भाई साहब वहां पे वीसीडी देख रहा है, सोचो।
भाई
हाँ।
ये क्या है?
भाई उसके बाजू में, पर ये क्या है।
और ये क्या है भाई?
भाई कुछ तो हैवी चीज है वो।
और लाइक कौन करेगा मेरे भाई? प्लीज लाइक।
सब्सक्राइब भी नहीं किया
अबे
है भाई
फोन वाला शॉप है, वो
हाँ।
फोन वाले शॉप में ऐसा देखते हैं वो मशीन से। ये वो मशीन है। हाँ ये देखो, इधर वो मशीन्स है। समझा। गोटेड भाई, गोटेड।
नाइस भाई।
मैंने जब अपना फोन रिपेयर कराया था ना, मतलब बैटरी चेंज कराया था, तभी मैंने देखा था।
वाओ
ब्रो व्हाट अ वाइबी सेटअप। जो एजेंट खेलता है वो एजेंट के हिसाब से लाइट चेंज करता है।
भाई इसका केबल मैनेजमेंट देखो।
या
अगर वो उसको छुपा दे तो भाई कितना क्लीन लगेगा।
हाँ वो लेफ्ट वाले को ना।
हाँ ओ भाई नाइस। हाँ भाई ये आपके जैसा सेटअप क्यों है।
ओए हाँ ना।
अर्ज भाई एग्जैक्टली तुम्हारे जैसा सेटअप है।
नहीं टेबल मेरी तरह है।
अरे टेबल भी, और उसका मॉनिटर प्लेसमेंट बस लेफ्ट राइट है।
सोनिक का ही है।
हाँ भाई देखो ना। उसके पास वो भी है सेम माउस पैड, देखो, और वो देखो उसका
भाई ओजी सेटअप है मेरा ये तो।
पेन टैब भी है उसके पास, और
भाई लेकिन
हेडफोन भी
मुझे
सेम
एक
है।
चीज बताओ, एक स्टैंड लगाया खास तुमने इस लाइट के लिए, ऐसा क्यों?
उसमें होगा ना भाई कुछ।
बहुत बढ़िया सेटअप है लेकिन।
नाइस भाई, बहुत अच्छा दिख रहा है।
ये कुछ एस्थेटिक्स मेरे को समझे नहीं आपके। इमाद जी थैंक यू फॉर द 4 स्टार, लव यू इमाद
भाई। और वो माइक की स्टैंड पे लगाया है उसने,
है ना। मेरे को भी नहीं समझा यार वो क्या सीन है। गाड़िया
नाइस
ब्यूटीफुल गाड़िया। माइकल लाल जय किसान। Bro, wow. लेकिन नटूरो ये सब भी कर सकता है क्या ऐसा?
भाई दिल्ली का होगा ना.
मैं तो जो देखा है उसमें वो ऐसा नहीं कर सकता.
दिल्ली का नारुतो होगा वो.
क्यों ऐसा क्यों?
अरे ये सब फिगर उधर ही मिलते हैं ऐसे ऐसे. क्या बात है.
This was accurate.
हाँ ठीक है.
This is how I look, bro. ये देखो चार.
बाय. नाइट मार्केट कब आएगा? आई गेस 10 तारीख को आएगा. भाई तुम क्या चबाते रहते हो हर्ष भाई?
खाना खा रहा हूँ यार.
क्या खा रहे हो?
उठो स्ट्रीम करो, सो जाओ, स्ट्रीम करो, उठो. उसके बीच में खाना भी तो आता है भाई.
और जिम जा रहे हो कि नहीं फिर?
नहीं ना, वीकेंड जिम भूल जाओ. सोना ही कब होता है और उठना ही कब होता है भाई.
मैच चालू है.
The buy's going to be on Senti, so they are just all over the place with rolls right now. Let's see how it's going to work.
Hर्ष भाई famous Phoenix खेल रहा है.
With that same comp, and I think if we talk about the fade, I think the fade is
He's a
very
goat.
strong in the mains. You can prowl, you have a lot more util in a sense to clear that kind of enclosed space with your prowlers. So I think they're going to try and take it to the Phoenix, who's trying to dominate those mains to control yours. This kind of seems like a deliberate anti-pick of a comp.
No,
Well,
वो Phoenix खेल रहा है.
It is you're cheering for today. I'm pretty sure all of us want a full series because we want to see more Paper X versus Boom. We're going to send it back to our casters Komodo and Quack.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of those where we want to see a lot more from Paper X, not just in terms of the maps being played either.
Something on Jet?
It's just the fact that you lose this.
क्या something Jet खेल रहा है?
Hurts your chances.
Oh, something Jet खेल रहा है.
Yeah, you'd be 0-3. If you lose this one in this map as well, you're losing your first series in a 0-2 fashion, and as Boom, you're winning your third series in a 2-0 fashion. I mean, I don't think those words were going to be ever uttered in my mouth in Pacific. Boom, 3
Harsh bhai, goo off all.
Ridiculous. But for Paper X here, Quack, we do technically have something new to come out for them. It's back to the old, we're not playing meta ascent comp, but it's also Defy, I believe, making his first appearance on the Vice.
Yeah, we'll see how
that
works for him at least. His Astra on Pearl wasn't too shabby. But ultimately, overall, as a team, needing to find so much more.
क्या ये 2-0 होगा या 1-1 होगा? Chat बताओ जल्दी. Predictions दो लाला.
Yeah, well, this looks like it might be a bit of a quicker one towards the
I don't know.
side.
I can't speak before the game starts.
With the mid creep up from Paper X.
All right.
So you wait out these thorns and then you just call it.
Hi, Shum bhai.
Thorn setup does buy time, allows for something to find that pinch in through the smokes. Though, Petman, a little bit of a tricky spot, but at least his teammates are right around the corner to bail him out. Famous trying to stay alive, trying to do as much damage as possible.
Why? Something is so bad.
River
knife के साथ
Alright, well, we're here big time talking about the prowlers.
I
out
also
through the
believe
lanes,
1-1
but
होगा.
let's just forget about that and let's just take some good old-fashioned gunfights together as a team, creeping up mid. And then back over towards the site where the team tries to go out a little bit earlier than the dark cover provides the vision blocking. And, well, you're just hitting your shots as Paper X. Nicely done.
Nice, boy. Nice.
That we would love to see. However, maybe not wanting to let them get it too much into their heads that they can just gun their way out of every situation. That at least appeared to be what they were trying to do back on Pearl. But right now,
controller कहाँ गया? बैटमैन खेल रहा है ना पर इनके लिए.
Information play into
कंट्रोलर जिंग खेल रहा है.
area smoked off.
I guess जिंग ही तो खेल रहा है कंट्रोलर पर.
And Boom,
Mindfreak तो बैठा है.
Yeah, we'll see how much damage something is going to be able to find in this one. He's got a bit of his teammates with him as well. Of course, so far, Mr. Quack, so good. No plant able either.
Yeah, a little bit of a dunk hunt, especially the Marshall in play, but still Famous able to fire back with that classic some damage being done to Paper X's economy. Forsaken in with the Ghost again, though. He had a quad from before. Can he find another one in this round? It's going to be Patman, who does quite a bit of damage to Famous, but he answers back still.
He has to use the running back here if he favors his chances, right? He'd get his HP back off it.
Has to get into a good enough position to pop it off, though, at least. So I would gamble that Boathouse is great.
45 seconds to play with.
Might be wondering where the spike is as well.
You'll know where the spike is.
गलत जगह से ult नहीं करना चाहिए
He's
इसको बस.
holding on to that running back. He's just
on the
gonna
right
go
line.
for
Yeah. Oh, wrong timing though.
भाई निकाल दिया था ना?
Thank God, भाई.
निकाल दिया था उसने almost.
हाँ ना भाई.
Wonder, right? Imagine a world in which he does technically use it to either take a first shot out with the Marshall and he collects with the shot. He then loses it in the trade and then he's pistol pull out. He's able to then potentially win it. You know, individual confidence. I mean, you've got the 1 versus 3 where a lot of players might overheat and go quickly for the kill.
Can I get esports team jersey in India? I guess FPS clothing करके जो है वहाँ पे मिलता है. But वो काफी cheap quality रहता है. तो I don't know, मैंने कभी try नहीं किया. Hyderabad ने लिया पर वहाँ से.
Bonus and an opening kill. Well, he's still spotted out NC Slasher. Shiro down first though.
Support from Forsaken as well.
Bonus round में Shiro मर गया सबसे पहले.
So that looks to be PaperX's entire game plan. Push out on opposite lanes, have the Vice utility to block off the remaining ones. Off that instant pick, it's gonna be Prowler to confirm information right now.
I love this adjustment of the shear up through B,
wow.
Unfortunate for
Why bonus convert कर रहे हैं?
In the game against Gen G, how Boom wanted to just get up towards these choke
ये हुई ना कुछ बात.
Explode, right? That single shear kind of negates your ability to do that in the surprising fashion.
Yeah, Big Time mentioned that you know, this was PaperX's sort of a permaban from the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Intentionally leaving it open.
Well, that's the thing, right? If you're going to leave this map open, you're going to expect Boom to pick it, which means that you
probably
would expect a lot of antis prepared and a lot of strats that are going to exploit Boom's current agent lineup.
And I do believe that is what we are witnessing. 30 seconds left on the clock for Boom to save every single weapon. Taking a look at the positions as well, though, for PaperX.
साला save कर रहे हैं.
Going on a hunt.
Might be able to snuff out a light. Spots out NC Slash at least does get taken away. And the rest of the team looking to hold on to the weapons.
तुमको क्या लगता है single duelist में Phoenix viable है?
As well.
Yep. And I mean, this is a bonus round, remember? It ain't looking like the bonus for PaperX.
Exactly.
One Guardian.
Single duelist Phoenix खेलना
They're
बहुत
going to be able to have that operator
जोखिम भरा खेल है.
Vandals and stuff. They'll build up their economies. So PaperX have put themselves in a really good position here on the back of this bonus.
So incredibly
I don't think so ऐसा
well
करना
played
चाहिए.
and well prepared by PaperX. We'll see if they continue to bring that consistency to the rest of the rounds.
Yeah, big emphasis on mid control at the moment for PaperX, right? If they are feeling sharper at the moment and they want to individually take the duels, certainly can't falter them if they are going to be winning them.
That they are doing it.
Second map पे अभी आया क्या मिस किया? बहुत अच्छे खेल रहे हैं भाई.
Forsaken coming out.
Bonus round convert कर दिया भाई.
We'll
Something
see.
first round मारा. Second round almost हारते बच गई PaperX और third round बहुत अच्छा.
Pull out some answers of their own. DOS9 back on the Sheriff, but oh, something with a peek out.
Yeah, that's really aggressive and really nice as well because you've dispatched of DOS9.
अच्छा लग
How
रहा है.
difficult does Ascent become when you don't have smokes available? You've used your Blaze, but you're now caught up in mid by the shield.
Oh,
You're not able to do absolutely anything there as Famous. This round is now very disconnected for Boom. And that's Berserks, one of the clutch kings of Pacific now.
Had a really good game last week, but right now with PaperX answering with force. We got 2 players staring out his barrel, so that's going to be a tough situation to fight out of.
If he won
that would have turned this round absolutely upside down.
I still want to hold my breath though. PaperX, we've seen them kind of
something's on the
blunder before, you know.
This is
At
bad.
least, yeah, something is able to watch the right
This is
line.
bad, buddy. This is
Look
bad.
at this little jiggle coming out from Shiro.
Now watch my god do it. Oh my god.
Away. NC Slasher still finding an attack. Special delivery at something's feet, but who's on the other side of that clock?
Nice.
It's Divide.
Too narrow focused on trying to find the kill on towards something where you've got the trade potential to come on out. Always going to respect the idea of that
Jinx.
start.
भाई मैं Jinx नहीं कर रहा यार. Come on. इतना अच्छा लग रहा है PaperX को देख
the
के.
gameplay from Boom go their way. We've seen a lot
Tell
of
me one thing.
aggression
Esports
from
is not like
PaperX, but
normal
not,
esports.
you know,
Right? People
kind of
lose their interest after a while
disrespectful aggression
watching
as well,
a game.
right? They're
Do you
setting
agree?
themselves up nicely with Patman assisting with the
Same
KO
with
utility.
sports as well, brother.
Forsaken as well, playing his own.
I mean that applies to almost everything in life.
You can haunt.
तुम कोई भी चीज देखोगे तो एक टाइम के बाद इंटरेस्ट चले जाता है भाई. You can't be watching the same thing over and over again for the rest of your life. एक टाइम के बाद everything's got a go. खत्म होता है टाइम सब चीज का.
Something continues to find picks like these.
Confident लग रही है, Peripherals not
looking to
gonna अच्छा
contend
लग रहा है,
against the
अच्छा लग
likes
रहा है
of
देख के.
Buzz,
Jinx
Texture,
public, shut
and
up.
famous for, you know, top op kills.
I mean, you got to think as well, if something is going to continue to get on these
भाई मेरे को क्या लगता है Boom is gonna lose because of the Phoenix pick. Single duelist Phoenix, and overall I don't like Phoenix at all bhai. Phoenix as a duelist is not at all good bhai.
You can try and
Until unless तुम बहुत crazy खेल रहे हो.
There's options, don't get me wrong, but that's not
Not
all
same
that we're
for तेरा भाई
seeing,
सीधे
right?
मौत.
We're not just
तेरा भाई
seeing
सीधे मौत is तेरा भाई सीधे मौत.
the operator go in from something, find the kill, and the round's done, right? Everybody on Paper X is still maneuvering around the map nicely, putting the right utility down at the moment, adjusting their setups around the map as well.
Not
A
for
different look
IPL.
towards how this A side now.
अब वो चीज़ है ना, कुछ चीज़ें limited होती है यार.
Meanwhile, Paper X still looking
अब
to
VCT क्या
possibly
साल भर
abuse
चल
this
रहा
mid
होता है.
control.
IPL
Alt's
सिर्फ 2
starting to
महीने
cycle
आता है.
now.
वैसा बोल रहा हूँ.
Well, you know that Shiro's top mid with that dart.
Limited चीज़ों की कदर तो करते हैं लोग. जैसे मैं stream limited करता
cover.
Limited.
Expected though, Quack, that's the problem. One jump
रोज
spot.
stream करूँगा तो कोई नहीं आएगा देख.
No, that Forsaken's tucked in either.
All right.
वैसे बारियन भाई.
You know, having felt that much.
I know why you don't like Phoenix.
Presence of danger from mid before. They're not going to challenge that currently.
Forsaken has found the optimal timing in this
Good
round
afternoon,
to
Nirvi.
absolutely destroy what Boom are trying to set up. And yes, I know it's a bit of a savvy eco, but this could be huge for padding stats.
Does DOS9 turn around? Not quite.
अबे वो लोग क्या lost है बे?
Prowler, Forsaken looking to parkour his way in towards a
Oh
multi-kill.
boy,
It's gonna be a double at
यार
least.
imagine वो ऊपर नहीं
Maybe
देख
a
रहा
bit of a
होता.
weapon handed over onto
Forsaken के
Boom, but
3
Famous
किल थे.
now
आज
looking to
हमारा
create
भी.
more pressure onto the
क्या
site.
बात
Blaze
है
ball flashes,
something?
something answers.
कूद जा उसके मुंह में घुस के मार.
Across the map, Berserks.
Berserks has lurked. If this was, you know, a more impactful round where you could potentially find the winning timing, yeah, amazing. You can't really do anything now that you've been spotted out by Patman, except dispatch of him, but you could not find any space for NC Slasher here.
Fair enough, just to build more points towards that ult, but Paper X locking
Nice
down
यार,
these
Paper X 5
angles and
up.
sight lines, finding.
अब क्या बोलना चाहोगे हर्ष भाई? अब क्या prediction दोगे?
Timeout, not converting either for
Bro, this is
Boom,
still
but you would
6-6
assume it was
comebackable.
more of a conversation for
It's
this
not done
round,
until it's done.
next gun round.
Oh my God, bro,
Now you
come
want to try
on.
and pivot and find an advantage.
You really
'cause
think-
really at the moment it's Boom.
Yep.
Right? We're
Something
not
की op
seeing
चल
them
रही है
be
भाई.
able to
Do
get
you
into
really
these
think?
advantage positions. They're losing in these
Defense
open
उनका भी
fights,
आएगा
they're
Klurge
losing
भाई.
space around the map.
अरे तो भाई कितना ही
Meanwhile,
क्या ही
this
कर
is the
लेंगे?
Paper X that everyone has been
Just like
wanting
the
to
stream
see.
right
Can
now,
they
you
keep it up
supporting
still?
PRX, आज
Boom
सब
now
अच्छा
in with
खेल
the
रहे हैं
ultimates,
PRX.
looking to possibly just explode. Not even the quiet creep up.
Yeah, but look who's on the line. It's something, and he's already found one kill. At least there's a trade, I will admit, but some rotations and some settling down.
Yes.
Devi is at the B site.
Did I miss something?
Swatted down, Devi to anchor. Forsaken to check as well. The 0 point will call it
Vietnam
clear.
में Thailand कहाँ जाऊँ
Across
मैं
the
बता
map,
सकते हो?
0 point from Patman.
Thailand जाओ.
Who holds
पहले
down
Thailand
the
बाद में
lineup
Vietnam.
around tree. So Cat is being blocked off now.
ये
Does
साल
Boom come
मैं
back
ये
into
साल मैंने
challenge?
जैसा किया. अभी Thailand होके आया. अब वियतनाम जा रहा हूँ थोड़े टाइम में.
And he wants more.
Underhand toss, he tops in. Jing with the additional
Nice,
support.
right?
That is very lovely. Coming out from Paper X.
The
Well
shot of
called. The
something. I
spike
missed the shot of something.
down on the ground. DOS9
आएगा
trying to do some
आएगा.
damage, but Jing
Highlight आएगा highlight.
not letting him through.
Yeah, it's like we were seeing from Jing when he brought out the Brimstone, right? Sometimes if you've got no smokes available, just have your gun up and get ready in all your
भाई
experience.
वो 6-0 अभी हुआ है कि पहले से था?
In that certain position, DOS9 might be coming out from. They don't necessarily need to complicate things. I like the mid-round call from, well, maybe I would expect Patman to bring his teammate with him to re-aggress up through catwalk because we're not seeing initiative from Boom in that situation.
DOSA9 को क्या हुई?
Players down, they're still
बेचारा
creeping up.
DOSA9. हर्ष भाई,
Really good grasp
DOS
on
और
this
Shiro
defensive
दोनों
side
0-0 है
of
बे.
Paper X. And Quack, every single round they're changing up how they're playing.
क्या बात है?
As well. And it hurts Boom because
मजा आ रहा है दोस्तों. Paper X मार रही है.
early utility, and Paper X are going to be extremely happy if that happens. They don't have to contend with it for the eventual site hit.
You do kind of want to watch for Paper X if they begin to overcook a little bit, though. They did leave B a little bit open, but happy to refill back in.
क्या बात है?
In case anyone
क्या बात है?
Double found. Continuing to hold the angle.
Oh, Forsaken भाई.
B main confirms Boom's positioning. Smoked off once again. Fragment at his feet. Shot through the smoke.
Let's go.
And now NC Slasher.
Just like this baby.
Trying to play,
जैसा
stay
पेपर एक्स ने
alive,
जी
close
के
to the
साथ
spike,
2020 में किया था
and flushed
या
over to the
2021 में
other
किया था
position
वैसा
now,
वापस
slicing the angle.
वापस
Patman
बूम के
finds
साथ
him, the
होने
stray
वाला है
bullet catching his
13-0 दिख रहा है
helmet.
दोस्तों
It's
मुझे
gonna be Paper
मुझे
Rex
दिख
with
रहा है
7 straight
13-0
rounds
आते
in
हुए
a row.
Yeah, this is the winningest that we've seen from
क्या
Paper
बात
X
है?
so far, I will admit. They've really got a great idea, and again, it's on the back of something just dancing around on this duelist. Wasn't, really able
भाई
to do it
फुर्सी
too
कर
much
में एक
overall
घंटे
well,
तक स्प्रे
I will
किया हर्ष
admit,
भाई
in the early stages,
For real भाई,
especially
आरती
here,
गेम
he's got the operator in his hand, and we're not seeing a way
बीएमई
in
एक
which
मैच
the
जीत
Boom are
गई
trying
भाई
to
बीएमई एक
offload
मैच
that.
बहुत
He's just
क्रेजी
getting
खेली
really
क्योंकि
hungry for
फेमस
these duels.
चल रहा था
What was
अभी
I
देख
saying last
अभी
time
देख
we
बैठा दिया ना
kind of like,
पूरी गैंग
I'm
को
waiting to see
बैठा
Patman
दिया
on this
समथिंग ने
carry.
10 किलो
Watch him.
दो
I think
डेथ
that
पे है
is
भाई
the
वो
best agent in
5 की
position
केडी पे
and
है
all of his assistants.
5 की
And
केडी
while, he doesn't have too many assists
देखो
here,
देखो देखो अभी फेमस अल्ट करने जा रहा
timing and the impact that
है ये
he's
अल्ट करने
finding
जा रहा
for
है
this team at the
एग्जैक्टली
moment.
उधर ही मॉली आएगा
Really
डाल
well
डाल
done.
डाल
Reading the
Fake!
positions as well. I mean,
फेंक दे
has been
Fake
playing
that, nice.
these initiators throughout his entire career. Now the shots through in the fragment as well, just buys
Come on,
time, blocks off the lanes.
Oh, he tried to knock
Nightfall
him
being
in.
nice
Nice!
as well from Forsaken,
Flank
but
already.
still Boom looking to
क्या
push
बात
and
है?
punish their way through.
क्या बात है?
Not quite happening. Divine watching the flank this time.
अरे यार
Okay, but Famous able to
Divine
answer.
भाई
That's a Phantom picked up. Spike down as well. A possible round for Boom in our midst.
ठीक है जिंग भाई ठीक है जिंग भाई भरोसा है मुझे आप पे
He's the only one here.
Jing is alone as well. Something to hold the angles, but ooh! Shoulder spotted. Not
कोई बात
quite the
नहीं
angle to
क्या
hold.
बात है
It's all down to Jing as he spins around on a swivel.
Oh
looking
shit
for the
NT
frags, but
NT
Dodge
NT
9
it's okay
able to snuff
It's
out
okay.
that light.
Yeah, finally Boom are going to get on the
साला ये लोग
board. A
thrifty
little bit
से
of awkward
जीतते
timing
हाँ ना
from,
भाई ये
Famous
लोग ने
when
ये
he
राउंड
rips
अच्छा
out
खेला
that
एक्चुअली
run it back and
पेपर
gets
एक्स ने
instantly
थोड़ा सा
shut
हगाया
down
वहाँ पे
from
पता है
Patman, who in amongst the
पेपर
Hunter's
एक्स ने
Fury
हगाया
coming
वहाँ
his
पे
way
दोस्तों
tried
यार
to survive
मैं कुछ
by
जिंक्स फिक्स
dropping
नहीं
the
कर रहा
null
शट अप
command
ब्रो
into it and
ये
just
कार्य दिल
wasn't
कैसे हो
able to. Wrong timing before it became activated. I like the
Oi.
crunch idea
ये
from
देखो, ये
Paper
देखो।
X as well. Just a couple of these
ये वाला
angles
kill
though
जो था ना
finally
दोस्तों
going Boom's way. I did get nervous though at the end there. This 1 versus 3, Jing had 3 individual 1v1s he
टेंशन
could
में
have
भी ये लोग
isolated, but just
अभी ये
not
लोग
able to
टेंशन
do
में
it
देखो
there. So
बूमी स्पोर्ट्स टेंशन में है
fight
दोस्तों
for Boom is that they're on the board and
Oi, oi, oi,
DOS9, oh,
oi.
you are
Shit.
lucky that you were able to escape that
भाई
one because
कितना
something was
lucky है वो
ready to take that fight.
Very
Ooh.
close to it. And
क्या
now with that,
spam,
he's
क्या
able
spam.
to lock down this info line
Ooh, good
across A
flash.
main. Meanwhile, Boom looking to continue with their assault in towards short. Blocked off by Patman with that fragment.
He's just being such a deterrent though here, isn't he?
Still though, both
Oh.
teams looking to push on every lane. Now back in towards mid. The sheer wall tripped.
ये तो 50 HP है
Yeah.
अरे
Noise,
ये
making his presence known.
He tried to get some information spotting on top of it if anyone was
भाई
close
वो
to
चार
mid.
पांच शॉट जा रहे हैं
Careful though,
समथिंग के
because
पास
Boom
एम
sussed
है
out that
पूरा
he is alone. They might be
Bro,
able
why are
to
they
find
going
an
B?
opportunity
कौन
to
read
side.
कर रहा है?
Boom looking to collapse in towards A.
And you have to know that A main is dirty territory.
Ah,
You have to know
कसम,
that
2
something is
रुपए
being
की
pushed
रीड
here
भाई
or
बोट
there.
हाउस
Every
जाके
so
बैठ
often,
जाएंगे अब ये
you've
लोग
got to watch for it, and they
क्या
tried
बात
to.
है?
Famous taking that position, but he loses life.
कोई नहीं है भाई कोई नहीं है मेरे भाई भरोसा रख तेरे अंदर मैं डाल रहा हूँ कॉल
Numbers found.
Divide as well.
भाई
Here,
वो
quite
इमिनी
one
होल्ड
away from
करेगा एक
Steel
घंटे
Garden.
Boom just looking to keep themselves dug deep into the site. Something still back into the sight
Nice.
lines. Boom cannot
बार
give
बार
up
वो
their
इमिन
current
जा रहा है यार
positions.
बेचारा
Meanwhile, the rest of the Paper X B squad, they
Nice!
have to break through the door. Divide finds the first, but Berserk's
3v3.
answers back. Now hopping
Nice!
off through Forsaken
Hooray!
will be able to find a collapsing shot.
Woo!
Berserk's to answer back.
Nice!
In with the shorty. It's going to be Jing who finds the double to clean up the round for Paper X.
All of the trades
क्या
coming
बात
through in
है?
favor of Paper X as well. You know, I see Divide get the kill, but he was immediately
Good
traded
kills,
out
right?
by
Good
Berserks,
kills.
And the name of the game there is the fact that Famous loses his life towards
क्या
something.
पी रहा है? पानी
You've
है।
always got it in the front
भाई
of your mind.
डोसा
that
ने
something
लेकिन
can
ट्राई
just
किया
peek
था
out
क्या
through main
अगर
and
वो
just
स्मोक में 2 जन रहते
completely
ना
win out
वो
this
शॉटी
round
से
from
दोनों को
there.
मार
So
देता
a bit
he
unfortunate
tried
for
well
Boom, but I think more importantly, just very aware for the likes of Paper X that the initiative is.
ओ ये देखो ना क्या मारा वो कूद के
Site. We have, an option for
Coach
something to
साहब
peek out through main if needed.
ये हमारे कोच
That's a
साहब
bit of a rare sight
W
these
coach
days.
mind freak.
Alex is celebrating in the coach's room.
He's got someone he can high five now.
Oh my god.
Camaraderie.
But hey, Boom looking to answer back as well. They
five
found some
five
rounds
man
off the
aim
back
in
of
push
30s or
9-1
half
score
buys,
already
but
हो
with
जाएगा
the
दोस्तों इको राउंड पे स्लैशर और शीरो पे बस बाय है भाई, बार बार यही वॉल करके जाएगा लगता है।
Looking to explode again. Where has Jing teleported to though? Not quite found just
Oh,
yet. And that's going to be the
kar
off-angle
spray,
exploited.
bhai,
Berserk
rok kyun
stands
diya?
back. And now something. Trying to find something close range with the shorty. Meanwhile, the rest of the team looking to
usko dekh, Odin,
off.
kha
It's
gaya.
the Odin spam
Kha
from
gaya, Odin.
Forsaken.
Kya
It's the
baat
double
hai?
down. Batman dropping down as well.
Oh,
But
Dosa in
Doss
1v2.
9 now to hold inside of hell.
They know.
Can he drag them down
They know.
with him? The spike not planted. And he's pretty much
He
been
builds on
down.
him.
Something looking for the shorty
There
kill.
is something,
Doss9 knows
bhai.
it.
Kya baat hai, bhai sahab? That is
Quick scope to come
confidence,
out
baby.
from something to
That
close
is
that one. I saw a
confidence.
world in which
No scope
Doss9
जा रहा है.
finds that kill,
भाई
gets from the
पागल हो
shadows,
गया
and is
सोहेल.
maybe able to get out.
घुसा दिया अपना operator उसके अंदर.
Spike would have been a very untenable situation.
भाई ये
Unfortunate, but
कितने
in the
सालों
beginning
बाद
as
ऐसा
well, right?
something
Famous
देख रहे
हैं
getting
ना?
out that shield, the rest
कितना
of the team
अच्छा
is
लग रहा है
able to
देख
get
के
help at
भाई.
that point in time, unfortunately. He has to try and cook for
Mumbai
himself
server
around
player
there
है
where he
भाई.
does find that first kill, but again, it's just the trade game. Well, that's unfortunate.
Let's go भाई.
Really the trade game
Let's
at the moment is
freaking
coming out
go.
for Paper
Exciting
X.
हो जाता है
Ahead of it,
game जब
they're
ऐसा
going in
खेलता है
quick, they're
something
going in
को.
slow. They're really keeping Boom guessing with this.
यार यही करना था. उसको जेट पे डालो भाई. डालो उसको जेट पे. एक साल से पूरी ऑडियंस बोल रही है. कभी बात सुन लो. नहीं भाई को योरू खिलाना है. ब्रीच खिलाना है. मेटा में डालना
They're in
है.
the flow state.
अभी देखो कहाँ कुछ गलत हुआ.
A bit of success into the A side, now looking to create some of it on towards B, especially with this run it back, but now slowed down by that C's Forsaken alongside Petman. Both
good spam,
initiators
bhai.
around the site.
Petman
Odin
बहुत अच्छे
spam
spam
through as
कर
well,
रहा
but
है.
nothing found just yet.
Steel Garden can actually be pretty impactful for Devi here.
He is in position, and he pops it off. Spike
Nice
still
ult,
down
bhai.
though. And
Nice
with that
ult,
Steel
very
Guardian
good
in
ult.
play, the primary's jammed up. Paper X looking to push through. However, Boathouse not
साथ
quite
में भी
affected
गए
by
थे
it.
लोग.
Shiro will be able to hold it off. Still though,
चार लोग साइड पे.
now
Walk.
Petman trying to push
ये
in.
राउंड हार गई.
Spotted out by Berserks. Paper
don't
X's
know.
numbers starting to fall down now. And it's just something left. Looks to try to save that up and does manage to get away. And that will be another round for Boom picked up.
He's
It's
going
okay
to
though,
skedaddle
it's
on out
okay.
of there to save that gun because the money is still a bit of a fickle thing for
Elevara
Paper
something
X
is back,
here.
yes sir.
But for Boom, that's another round on the board on this attacking side. Some nice repositioning from Famous as well, who once again can't really find anything with the run it back. He didn't immediately
कुछ नहीं मिल
die,
रहा
but he
भाई.
got seized pretty much
बैठा रहे
straight
ये
away
लोग
getting
भाई.
in towards the site. So the only thing he was
Down
able to
करवा
achieve
रहे
was
हैं. यार दोस्तों,
shutting the
but अगर ये
market
9-3 होता है
door
ना,
where one
तो
of his
Paper X हार
teammates was
जाएगी.
seen and tickled down a little bit, right? Grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter because Boom managed to get on the board. But the best thing that they can hope
देखो
for
देखो
at the tail end
उनके
of
चेहरे
this
पे
half,
टेंशन
I
दिख रहा है
mean,
भाई.
it's going to be the 9-3, right?
That's definitely what Paper X has for them at least, but still we'll see if Boom will indeed turn this into a 3. Shiro with the Odin now. And Paper X for the first time in a long while, not quite pushing out aggressively.
Yeah.
Nice.
You have Devi with the
Devi
stinger,
निकालेगा ये
of course,
round.
an operator to be heard for something who can challenge around
क्या
this side.
भाई?
Flash gonna work a treat for Famous.
Goes in for the swing.
9-3 नहीं करना
Something,
था
bit
यार.
of a whiff as well.
Ooh,
Now
the-
spots out Famous, but look at the movements!
Neon खेल रहा है
Squeeze
वो.
himself into
अरे!
the site. Paper X, the rest of them looking to arrive on the
Nice.
scene. Patman alongside Forsaken
2v2,
trying to
2v2.
spam their way through. The hunt sent out as well. No, it's a seize. So the tethers reveal positions and
क्या बात है? Let's go ball! Batman!
Patman.
क्या निकाला है?
10 on the end there to clean up the crew of Boom, and it's done nicely. A very quick retake to come on through, not enabling Boom to establish
वो neon
any
खेल रहा है, देखो, देखो.
seniority in the round.
हाँ ना
any
भाई, Famous
stability
मचाइला है भाई.
at all. That horn, absolutely immaculate to come on through from Forsaken, and then I mean, it's not understated to say
Oh,
that Patman just
round
come up
है
very,
बे.
very crispy looking on this.
खेला है
He's
बे.
got his patarangs.
He's what?
I'll let myself out.
Batman. Yep. Okay.
There we go.
No. Doors that way.
Thank you.
2-10 makes it very difficult for Boom here if they're not able to pick up the
भाई,
pistol round to
2-10.
start off the affairs, which, to be fair,
क्या हो गया ब्रो? अभी राउंड नहीं आ रहे क्या? ऑपरेटर से किल नहीं हो रही साले. भाई मैं बताता हूँ दोस्तों, अगर बूमी स्पोर्ट्स ना इसमें फेमस जेट खेल रहा होता ना, तो पेपर एक्स नहीं जीत रही होती. पर नहीं, भाई को तो फिनिक्स खेलना है. लो और फिनिक्स. और लो फिनिक्स.
At least looking to make this a quick map so far. Still have a third one left and unanswered.
Yeah, fracture if we get there.
Rising
Don't want to
Gold
get too ahead of
Dust
myself though, at least.
Yeah, question mark for me, not gonna lie. I mean, that's the one where Boom had the choice of Lotus.
थर्ड मैप जीतेगी बूम लेट्स सी भाई मजा आ रहा है भाई पेपर एक्स को देख के he plays Phoenix only in Ascent क्यों what is the need to play Phoenix भाई
able to kind of bring some stuff back for us
in general
so
Phoenix
far,
is
this series has been absolutely
garbage का डब्बा
on both ends as well. Boom from the first map of Pearl, we're looking to disrupt Paper X's attacks. This time Paper X disrupting Boom's attacks.
You know chat, जो agents नहीं होते रेना फिनिक्स जो पैदल चल के एंट्री लेते हैं मतलब पूरे गेम में तुम्हें टीपी दिया है डैशेस दिए 2 डैश वाले एजेंट एक में डैश और टीपी दोनों है फिर भी तुम्हें क्या खेलना है वो एजेंट जो पैदल जाता है पैर से
Reinforcements have arrived, but everything has been smoked off.
ये देखो, that's what I'm talking about.
The dive bomb.
That's what I'm talking about.
Way happily. Shiro in with the shock dart as well. Tries to track his head across.
Yes, sir! My god is online!
To flick.
Yeah.
Looks for the quad, but shut down right now.
Spike planted.
The spike will happily go down as well.
और करो पैरों पे एंट्री.
Utility for Boom.
कूद काट के आएंगे तुम्हारे ऊपर घुस के दिया है उसने.
Market being blocked up as well. Not much can be done. And see Slasher for a bit of a trade. That should pretty much be it. DOS9 still trying to find as much as he can, though, but Defy will
खत्म है गेम दोस्तों खत्म
something to start off as well. You know, the old classic if you want to take some market control when KO was kind of first introduced, we did see it a good idea to get some blades or you try to get some flashes and some mollies in towards market and send your teammate in, change things up as well.
मेरे को तो बहुत नफरत होती है भाई वो टीम से जो टीम रेना और फिनिक्स खिलाती है.
You know, you're kind of looking towards Paper X to really just catch Boom off guard here. In that round, you're going to force Boom up.
दोस्तों भाई का दिन नहीं है आज.
Stand on. Got to go toe to toe somehow.
पहला मैप भी नहीं चला दूसरा मैप चलने नहीं दिए. पहला मैप उसके खुद के टीममेट ने उसको चलने नहीं दिया और दूसरा मैप Paper X चलने नहीं दिया. Oh boy.
Just to allow them to shut down that door in Boom's faces. Oh, that's still spamming through.
Something for the opener once more.
इसको देखो.
Looking like shades of his old self. Still back in the site. Knowing that the door is broken, they're looking to re-peek back into it. Look at the dive, but Bame is okay. Strays away with that stinger shot. Now Shiro back in. And Z-Slasher answering back as well. Now just down to Jing. Tries to reposition.
भाई ये फेमस बस लकी है भाई.
Smoke, but is that going to be enough?
No, I just believe, bro, हर्ष भाई, no, but I believe कि famous is just lucky भाई.
Famous is goatee.
Nah, bro, he's just lucky.
I mean, something about the Stingers doing things that they shouldn't. Tail end bullet able to find the double there for him, but hey. We're gonna see Boom at least hold on and stave off that map point. Most importantly, I think the questions are really gonna be, you know,
भाई एक चीज बताओ स्टिंगर की 2 गोली में कैसे मर गया वो?
To potentially gather consecutive rounds, right? 7 in a row from Paper X to start off this map. You cannot forget
lucky plus good, exactly.
In the scoreline like that.
Still definite chances for
उसकी टीम में बस वही मार रहा है.
I believe there was, you know, a 10-2 comeback for one of the teams in the other regions.
Yeah, if you went to bed at the 10-0 mark, yeah, and then you come back and they lost that, yeah.
So not impossible for Boom.
I was one of those that went to bed at the 10-0 mark.
flash करेगा.
I mean, how could you not? But still, you know, we are in Pacific after all time zones. You know, it is what it is. But Boom happy to find as much as possible. Holding B main down back into its catwalk as well. The drone coming out. Nothing spotted. So just famous to listen for those pistols clanking through. He flashes and he's looking for kills because Berserks is right up around the back. He's got the blazes to heal himself off as well.
They played anti for that flash. They expected it, but trades available for Boom. And now Jing. Damage. Just some cheeky damage here. Not going to be able to find it. Famers will have the run it back going in towards the next round where we're going to get a look onto Paper X's attacking side when they've got the weaponry, they've got the Blade Storm available if something just wants to kind of jive in quickly. Cut him down a size.
And this is where, you know, if you are Paper X, you need to recognize what Boom can possibly pull off.
Yeah, I think
recognize the trade protocols.
I think momentum-wise, right now, though, for Paper X is they're really feeling how they're playing this map and what Boom's weaknesses are currently. The slower pace game that they had on that attacking side, but they are pulling out a play of Paper X's, going for the early control. They don't have an operator, but they've got assistance to gain some win control over at A. Send the rest of the team to look back at the deeper sides of spawn and B.
And that does keep, you know, a single player from Paper X invested in towards this.
मतलब third map तो आ ही रहा है.
So might hurt the numbers across the other portions of the map.
Yeah, those salvos as well give you the idea that Boom weren't 100% confident if Paper X had gotten deep enough or not.
Been 30 seconds and Boom has spent quite a bit just to find information all across the map. Nothing found towards B, and now finding a little bit more towards A. And Paper X continue to rotate everywhere.
Yeah.
Back possibly in towards Market. Berserks is holding the angle though. Finds the first and continues to burst his way through. Down to 9 HP, hit by the Paranoia now. But she looks towards the back. Oh, that has possibly got to be the worst thing to happen right now. And
Come
that's
back,
just the
Rekkless,
left.
This is going
Might
OT.
be able to get his way into the site, but you're 1 against 5.
कैसे मरे ये लोग भाई?
But let me tell you the story, Quack.
Hi Alan भाई.
When Paper X were looking for map point against Boom,
अगला
and
कौन सा
got
अगला
the plan
fracture है?
and was caught with his knife out, and Shiro took him down.
The end.
The end. No, not the end here. Boom, though, a flawless round to find against Paper X's first gun round here, where Famous commands a lot of space over at A. I'm thinking that there is a heavy investment.
Mid वाला जो उसका support आया ना, वो round निकाल के दिया उनको.
A dark cover, a blaze
मैं ही
as well,
पनौती हूँ
really
शायद
trying
निकल
to
जा.
navigate them down in through towards mid, where there is a bit of a crossfire here, right? Berserks and NC Slasher, very aware, dodging a lot of the utility as well. The fact that the flash comes a little bit late from Patman and the Paranoia doesn't take NC Slasher there. You know, a couple of differences, right, that could have completely turned the round on its head. But for Boom, those are the sort of things we need to be seeing.
भाई मेरे को लगता है पेपर एक्स निकाल लेगी पर इजीली 2 राउंड की बात है यार.
To repeat a lot of it as well. Famous still
Something else खोलेगा.
on that run it back. Paper X this
Something
time
else
on a bit
खोलेगा.
of half buy.
निकला निकल गया देख लो.
Blades though.
Shearwall's going to keep some respect.
हाँ ना भाई अगर वो इन लोग को अगर इनका इको राउंड मिल जाता,
I wouldn't mind the
इको राउंड
idea
अगर
if you wanna
निकाल
get a
ली
little
होती
bit
पेपर
proactive
एक्स
to try and contest into it, but you've got Divide looking after it.
जो
It is the
बूम
less
का इको राउंड था.
equipped round from Paper X too, right? But Famous is pushed
दिक्कत
very
ही नहीं
far
होती.
up.
Something that is completely unexpected for Paper X,
Oh,
and Famous
भाई,
goes on a
उसको-
tear.
Okay.
उसको kills दे रहे हैं भाई.
Check even more as well. The spike has been
It's
picked
comeback
up.
time, Klurge,
Now we can
right?
settle.
It's comeback
नहीं,
time.
He's just happy to sit onto it.
भाई still too many rounds for comeback bro.
These are the sort of rounds for Boom that you just need confidence to win it cleanly from here.
अभी
You
इनको
don't
यहाँ
want
से
to
हरीश
see
भाई
anyone
5 राउंड
overheat.
6 राउंड और निकालने हैं.
Haven't quite done
छह
too
round.
much of that, especially not from the previous map either. Boom, looking to
जीतेगी
be
तो आरसीबी डन सीन.
a very controlled version of themselves. Something though, Blades will whiz right by.
जीतेगी तो आरसीबी.
Now the dart has to be dodged from Divide, who is once again in a 1 versus 5.
30 seconds left.
What's the story this time?
Oh, he gets one. I didn't see that.
He's gonna find more kills, right?
Nah, probably not.
Straying back in, looking for more sprays. He does!
No way!
Bro, oh my god! उसने
It's
3 मारा
looking to be
उधर.
a flawless round from Boom. The turret that spots out a player in B main, where something cloud bursted off. You've got an immediate special delivery from NC Slasher. I'm trying to give credit to all these quick utilities to come out after Famous starts off the round, and then you're running into Dubai with a yeehaw old classic boy, and he just comes out with that. He's on 4 HP, and he gets him out with the stick. Like, man.
A yeehaw classic boy.
Yeehaw classic boy. Hey, our Ascension teams will get their classics soon, all right? Maybe that would be the buff that Boom won.
Very much so. You gotta keep your eyes
भाई
open for that Boom
हर्ष
bundle.
भाई बूम का ये
But
बंडल
yeah,
है
you
क्या?
know, still around for Boom nonetheless, but I gotta love
क्या
it
Klurge
when
भाई?
बूम का बंडल है क्या गेम में?
absolutely
नहीं, अब तक नहीं आया
These are
loses his
moments,
mind.
these are the
Didn't he,
moments
Anna?
that if
Look,
you're
I
watching
accidentally
this
have to-
game can infuriate you a little bit because they shouldn't happen.
Oh, I've already like in.
Klurge
I
भाई,
was already infuriated by yesterday.
महीने में 20K हो रहे हो कैसा लग रहा है
Oh,
लास्ट मंथ
yeah.
टीनेज
We're
का?
back into it. PaperX, you know, they lost off of a
यार,
bit of a half bye against
दोस्तों
Boom
एक
in
महीने
that previous
10 दिन
map.
के अंदर मैं 20 साल का हो जाऊंगा.
50 to end it. I mean,
now we're back into this where
20 साल baby.
maybe starting to go off the flop side
जब ये
again.
अंदर
It's
से
currently Boom with 4 straight rounds in a row.
it's not the 7 that PaperX started off with, but with PaperX getting the pistol and the fact that Boom forced up, they get the second round, they
वैसा लग रहा
start
है.
to build a little bit of character on this defense side of their own.
अंदर से ऐसा लग रहा है कि bro
Maybe there is a world. Famous has the operator in play. He's got to run it back as well. He's currently on 22
ऐसा लग
kills.
रहा
I
है.
mean, he's putting up numbers. DOS9 though, again, he's feeling a little bit absent today.
अब लेने का सोच रहे तो Jinx.
Providing value with the utility for the team. He's a controller after all. Famous finding his off back in against PaperX. That's a double.
Yep, needs to heal.
साले की operator ले जा लो.
Can go for another challenge where PaperX want to go quickly now into this A side.
Okay, shrouded steps past the door. Forsaken B hops in, gets the door down.
You could use Famous on this run it back as a glorified drone.
That's exactly what he's looking to do in alongside the
no
rest of the team as well. But even as a sort of a drone, he finds a kill with a frenzy.
और यार वो उसका ult था क्या?
They know exactly where Jing is, and Jing looks to survive inside of hell. Smokes out, looks to peek through. Does find the first.
Oh no way भाई सब shorty लेके घुस रहे हैं.
Quick work of Jing, and Boom will be going on with another win. That's 5 in a row now.
Tried to have some options with the dark cover to dance around a little bit, didn't he? Here's the reload of the shorty. You're going to get the idea that you want to go for that pick, but then DOS9 maybe just needed to hear me get mad at him, call him out, I don't know. Great start for Boom. Again, on this operator from Famous, it feels like he's got the magic touch at the moment when that gun is in his hand.
But I do want to question this, Komodo. Maybe if I can pose it to you.
Go for it.
PaperX's attack looking a little bit lackadaisical. We saw that on Pearl. They continue to try to bully their way into sites. They're trying to... It appears like they're doing that again on towards Ascent.
Yeah, I mean, like, we know PaperX are proficient on attack. We've seen it on Fracture, for example. We also know, like, a map like Lotus, for example, Boom are pretty good on attack too, right? So coming in towards Ascent right now, where they're also looking pretty hot for this comeback, they're putting up their defenses. NC Slasher starting us off with 2.
Op still continuing to sing as well. PaperX. At some point, you gotta find other solutions.
ये déjà vu क्यों लग रहा है last match से?
Goes a bit deep and now it's done. 5 versus 3. 2-player advantage for Boom. An exit if they need. 2 ultimates.
सालों ये लोग ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं? भाई एक चीज बताओ, वो वाला राउंड जो राउंड थ्रो किए वो जीत गए होते तो अभी 12-7 होता है स्कोर.
In the fact that
12-7 भी नहीं 12-6 होता. या 12-5 मैच खत्म हो चुका होता. वो एक राउंड भारी पड़ेगा यार दोस्तों.
PaperX looking to save right now. Now you definitely needing the time to simmer and to discuss things over.
Shift into podcast mode for a minute, you know. The fact is, though, in these sort of situations for PaperX, as long as they're protecting
जिम गोइंग्स कर रहे हो नहीं भाई, मेरे को अभी भी हाथ से वेट उठाने में प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही है.
How are they going to get this?
मेरा रिस्ट बहुत दर्द करता है. अगर मैं 5 किलो का भी अगर ये उठा लूँ ना डंबल, सोचो अच्छा लगेगा कि इस हाथ से ऐसा इंक्लाइन चेस्ट प्रेस मार रहा हूँ. ये हाथ में 20 किलो का डंबल है और ये हाथ में 2 किलो का.
We missed it. DRX, PRX, our first one. That's when that would have come out.
Still though.
Is it even PaperX if they're not throwing?
Possibly the early round aggression coming out from Boom or the op in the hands of Famous. Currently sitting on top of 25 kills. I mean, he was putting up huge numbers in that first half, even though Boom was still, you know, shaking a little bit.
अबे इस प्रे से कुछ नहीं होगा भाई. I had a ligament.
Certainly having a map for him, that's for sure. You know, we get a lot of these teams in our region that sometimes you've got players that are very
consistent. का hairstyle तो मस्त है हाँ. दवाई भाई looks like Glove.
Absolutely brilliant maps. You know, Famous is having one of those ones at the moment.
This time positioned in a safer
यार
position.
दोस्तों तो क्या ये तुम बोल रहे हो कि comeback है? नहीं सालों.
Some kind of a
भाई ऐसा मत करो भाई. भाई खत्म कर दो ना, 2 राउंड की बात है. सालों अल्ट से तुम्हारे पास प्लीज मत हारना.
Famous trying to do his best Yudotan impression, leading by example. Different agents and such, but they did go against each other previously, remember, and Yudotan dropped 28 kills, so see if Famous is going to be able to put up those numbers.
at least currently still on the A side. So PaperX trying to cut noise. Looking for that explosion into the B site. Oh, it's going to be an Odin.
Yep, it's not going to
उनको damage? नहीं.
Especially with the map changes currently, but
There you
the
go.
Armageddon will hit its
Really,
mark.
really nicely done. Steel Garden is going to essentially be countered by the Armageddon. You've got the lockdown if you need. Time to be bought by those salvos. The sheer, I mean, yeah,
क्या
Dwight
time
hasn't
by
played
किया?
for the flank, of course, but 40 seconds, a lot of this input utility is gone, but Patman finds NC Slasher out in the open.
With a Spectre. Shiro, though, digs himself deep, tries to spray through with the Odin, not quite finding its mark. It's going to be Berserks now off to the other end. But still, Forsaken continues to push through. Famous now looking to find a pick off.
Do you want to go for this? There is a Vandal on the floor.
Yeah, possibly going to pick that up. Support from DOS9 as well, who has been good on the clutch. At least to create a little bit more space. Will they make their way through to the lanes or from stairs? Split pushes for sure, but something happy to trade. Off to the other end as well. That's going to be Jing to clean up. PaperX finally reaching towards map point.
Well, that's what they were waiting for, right? The 6
अगर मैं
rounds
ना
in a row
देखूं
that we did see
तो
from
PaperX जीत
Boom
जाएगी
this
क्या?
time. They hold off all that early
अगर मैं ना
utility.
देखूं तो PaperX जीत
They
जाएगी
can't get
क्या
in
लगता
towards
है?
it when they invest the Steel Garden, but that lockdown just not able to be protected by Berserks. You highlighted that Famous was on the other
मैंने अभी
side
नहीं
of the
देखा.
map. They had to run a marathon
PaperX जीत
to
गई.
get towards this B site, and it was a little bit too late. And this is credit towards the space that PaperX gave themselves in the first half, right?
All they need is just one more round, but still 4 chances for Boom to try to really push this all the way through to overtime. Well, I mean, 0 chances actually, but still.
तू मत देख पनौती.
Okay. DOS9 digs himself deep into Wine, and see Slasher with the op this time. Will be able to block off Catwalk.
Yeah, would you expect that one? Shiro, though, onto Forsaken as well. Jing, able to at least establish one, but no trades. So Boom will hold player advantage ×2.
अरे यार उसके अल्ट को क्यों
They
मारते
just
हैं
have
ये
to
लोग
make
इतना
sure that they
भाई?
don't drop this one from here.
असली
Good
बंदा मार दो.
crossfire in through mid on the back of the alarm bot.
Discipline and positions still. Pop flashed over. Shiro peeks.
Nice!
Devi and Patman happy to take this B site. Spike down now.
Two
Soon
very nicely calculated 2v1 duels there.
Bro,
by the
that's
way.
a very good play.
Nancy
भाई दवाई बहुत अच्छी पोजीशन पे. He's very smart.
If they are to go for this retake.
Let's
Devi,
go!
Happy to read, pushing further on through as well.
The Shear's just going to give up all the information. You know the flank is where it's coming from, and you're just going to play protected at the back of the site, because time is your friend now as PaperX.
Fragment 2. So Salvos block off stairs, special delivery, and he's looking to find a bit more space, maybe looking to pick them off. PaperX cannot make a single mistake.
Go!
Devi with the peek out though.
Can't miss a shot here, Quack.
Now on a one-on-one, Patman holding, listening for the drop. The op still a very lethal threat. Hops on over with a shorty, and Patman creates more space in between him and his opponent.
Let's
just to
go,
bring the
bhai.
scoreline over the finishing
हर्ष भाई तुम देख रहे हो ना अभी?
Scoreline is going to be 30.
तुम हो ना?
Of course, bro. What do you mean?
मैं थोड़ा 1 सेकंड AFK हूँ. तुम्हारा ये खुल के जा रहा है. Discord screen share.
अच्छा अच्छा. That was diabolical.
ये लो चैट. हर्ष भाई की आवाज सुनो.
That was diabolical.
मैं बस 2 मिनट में आया, ठीक है? मेरे को एक ये करना है.
लास्ट मैच वाज कैलकुलेटेड. भाई तुम लोग एक चीज देख रहे हो, लास्ट मैच भी है ना ऐसा क्लोज आउट करने के लिए हो रहा नहीं था. बूम ई स्पोर्ट्स को, पेपरएक्स को भी क्लोज करने नहीं हो रहा था ये वाला मैप. तो अगला मैप भी मेरे को लगता है पेपरएक्स हार जाएगी. कुछ भी हो सकता है भाई लोग, कुछ भी हो सकता है. एक्चुअली कुछ भी हो सकता है इसी बात पे.
Just come outside in the night, take a time, catch a line, and you'll see. I think.
लाओ पैसा, टिकट का आधा पैसा लाओ जल्दी. ट्रेविस स्कॉच ब्राइट वाइट था ब्रो. आई कॉल्ड इट दैट वाज वाइट. विभव भाई थैंक यू फॉर द 40 रुपीज. मदगा भाई वाओ. इमेजिन कोई पैसा देके बोल रहा है मदगा. ऑलराइट, गैस माय रैंक, गैस कॉन्सर्ट तो यहाँ है एग्जैक्टली। ट्रेविस स्पॉट, जमापुर का ट्रेविस। वंस मोर, टिकट, टिकट किधर है? वंस मोर लिख रहे हो, टिकट कहाँ है? क्लर्च का रिप्लाई G2 से बेटर। क्या मतलब क्लर्च का रिप्लाई G2 से बेटर? व्हाट? एक बार अब तुम ही हो गाना हो जाए। नहीं सॉरी, मैं एक्चुअली न्यू स्कूल सॉन्ग्स ओनली ब्रो। आई एम सॉरी रवि भाई।
ए हेलो ब्रदर,
48 months माय जी। हेलो क्लर्च भाई,
वेलकम बैक।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
कैसे हो भाई?
बढ़िया। गेस रैंक।
ओ उसके पास हेडफोन्स बहुत
इसको
अच्छे
क्या
हैं।
बोलते हैं? हैंड विद द इंडेक्स फिंगर।
इसको बोलते हैं असरंग आयो।
मतलब
ऐसे ही करते हैं भाई कोरियंस, क्या पता भाई, मतलब ऐसे होता है ना ब्रो। BTS।
क्या बोले तुम इसको?
BTS करते हैं।
तुम इसको BTS बोल दिए?
अरे वो BTS वाले ही करते हैं ऐसे।
ना ब्रो, ऐसे
और
नहीं करते, कोरियन लोग ऐसा करते हैं और तुम ऐसा BTS करते हैं ऐसा बोले।
अरे BTS करते, मैंने ऐसा करते हुए देखा
कोरियन
है,
लोग
बोला
ऐसे
है।
करते हैं
हाँ
ब्रो।
तो BTS कोरियन है ब्रो।
तो तुम ऐसा पूरे कोरिया को BTS क्यों बोल रहे हो?
अरे भाई मैं उनसे ही
Stop
देख
it, bro.
ब्रो कम ऑन, आपको नहीं पता होगा ब्रो, शट अप। आप नहीं सुनते ना
Oh my
BTS के
God,
गाने।
this guy bro.
हाइड्रोजन नया कर लिया है क्या? नहीं नई जगह शिफ्ट।
Oh my God, इसने अभी शायद अपना कीबोर्ड साफ किया है।
ईयरबड से, वो भी देखो।
एक्चुअली ईयरबड से ही करना होता है क्लच भाई, वो
मैं
जो
तो पेंट
चिपके
ब्रश
हुए
से
रहता है
करता
ना।
हूँ, पेंट ब्रश जो खराब हो जाता है।
लेकिन पेंट ब्रश से तुम अरे लेकिन जो चिकट दाग रहता है ना, चिकट
अबे
एकदम चिपके हुए
मेरे
रहते
में
हैं।
है ही नहीं वैसी जगह, मेरा कीबोर्ड खत्म हो जाता है।
ठीक है, रैंक नहीं खेला था इस सेट। अबे किसने तो रैंक डाला था ना? हाँ इसने। गैस माय रैंक, गैस।
भाई उसके
इसका
पास
जिस हिसाब से माउस है, लैपकेयर का माउस है।
अरे माँ कसम, उसका हेडफोन तो देख लो।
बट वेट ब्रो,
हर्ष भाई
he
उसका
got the
हेडफोन
shuriken
OG
in his
वाला है
eyes.
यार।
Yeah, OG headphone with no plastic off.
ओ भाई मतलब
So
ये
with that
गोल्ड
calculation,
गोल्ड
उसका करंट रैंक है अभी गोल्ड,
पीक गोल्ड,
पीक, लेकिन पीक
गोल्ड है,
सिल्वर 2।
ओ ठीक है।
पागल है क्या? हम लोग पागल बैठे इधर।
बहुत ज्यादा डी रैंक हुआ है भाई।
कर दे इसको गेम प्ले। रंगिया मंदी मतलब वो जगह का नाम है।
वाओ ब्रो, गुड सेटअप।
वाओ
क्लीन।
लाइक नहीं किया क्लच भाई इसने, क्या करूं?
अरे कर दो, नहीं छोड़ो, रहने दो भाई। आज चलता है ब्रो, चलता है। उसने सब्सक्राइब किया ना, चलता है।
मेरे को ऐसे सेटअप्स बहुत पसंद आते हैं जिनके टेबल के बाजू में ही बेड रहता है, डायरेक्ट उड़ी। भाई इसके ग्लासेस भी अच्छे लग रहे हैं। ये कौन सा माउस है? पेगासस है?
पेगासस या फिर इकारस होगा।
तुमने कौन सा यूज किया अभी रिसेंटली?
रिसेंटली इकारस।
इज इट गुड?
ये इकारस इज गुड, प्रीटी गुड ऑन द प्राइस पॉइंट।
कितने का है?
आई गेस 6K के अंडर है।
और कितना ग्राम है?
लाइट वेट है वो भी, 50 आई गेस, पता नहीं मेरे को।
6K?
हाँ 6K 7K का होगा।
ओह शिट
ब्रो उसका सेंसर 10K वाले माउस जितना है, लैम्जू के।
तो वो अटैक 80K वाले जो माउस है उनका क्या है?
80K वाले माउस नहीं पता भाई,
उनका देखना पड़ेगा। भाई आज YT पे लाइव आ गया था मैं, मेरा वीडियो कैसे दिखाऊं आप? ब्रो व्हाट इन द वर्ल्ड इज दिस कीबोर्ड? शायद ये कीबोर्ड अपन ने पहले भी देखा है। 10,000 का कीबोर्ड है जो वो गिवअवे में जीता है।
हाँ
वो लिटरली दिखाया था। क्रेजी।
स्क्विरल है वो कि चूहा है?
जो भी है वो क्या कर रहा है
भाई वो हाँ वो स्क्विरल है शायद। और पीछे गेम क्या चल रहा है भाई?
ब्रो व्हाट इन द वर्ल्ड इज हैपनिंग? आई गेस वो रुका रहा है उसको माइनक्राफ्ट खेलने से।
कि ये मत खेल भाई।
यप
लोग क्या सोचेंगे तेरे।
3D गेम रेडी कैरेक्टर मॉडल कैसा है हर्ष भाई? बहुत बढ़िया ट्राई मेरे भाई।
वाओ
बहुत बढ़िया यार, बहुत बढ़िया। Crazy. A bit obnoxious over here. बाकी डेंजर है।
2 घंटा नहीं हो रहा।
जो थोड़ा सा obnoxious है, बाकी फट्टे है। और 50 बार डाल दो ये चीजें, 50-100 बार डाल दो ये, है ना? बस भाई ये नाइट मार्केट 5K USD का स्किन गिव अवे। ओ माय गॉड,
क्या बात है।
What in the world is this?
Wow.
Crazy bro.
Nice.
क्या लिखा है? Null at this point, changing all the null positions. ठीक है।
भाई बट क्लीन ना
है क्या लेकिन?
जो भी है वो किसी का लिरिक वीडियो बना रहा है शायद।
मेरे को एक मोशन ग्राफिक्स वाला एडिटर चाहिए दोस्तों, एक अच्छा मतलब भार्गव का वीडियो एडिटिंग के लिए। अगर आपको आता है मुझे मेल कर दीजिए या डिस्कॉर्ड पे डीएम कर दीजिए।
सुन लिया आप लोगों ने, कर देना।
हर्ष की स्ट्रीम, ऑफिस का काम। क्या बना रहा है भाई तू?
मैप बना रहा है भाई।
आईपीएल नहीं दख रहा भाई। आज किसका मैच है दाखने? भाई मुझे एक चीज बताओ विंजो भाई, आप कनाडा कैसे पहुंच गए जब आप दख रहा है ऐसा लिख रहे हो? जेन्युइन क्वेश्चन भाई। थैंक यू फॉर द $3 Canadian dollars विंजो भाई, थैंक यू सो मच।
भाई वो थोड़ी सी फ्री फायर आ लैंग्वेज है, पता है?
शट अप, स्टॉप बीइंग दैट रेसिस्ट ब्रो।
भाई ऐसी
दैट्स गेमिस्ट।
गेमिस्ट
या
ऐसी बोलते हो लोग भाई। तुम
Me and my brother both play on the same setup. Guess my... Oh,
उसकी रैंक और उसके भाई की रैंक।
Oh. फिलहाल तो पढ़ाई चल रही है।
एक प्लैटिनम होगा और एक ब्रोंज होगा।
कौन सा गाना है क्लच भाई है?
मीनो ना करी ना वो वाली मूवी जो भूल गया भाई मैं, जिसका नाम।
देखा, मेरे को पता था क्लच भाई को बता रहेगा।
अरे तो अब भाई अच्छी मूवी थी वो, वेदरिंग विथ यू का जो सेकंड वाला पार्ट था उसका नाम भूल गया। सुजुमे ऐसा कुछ
नो
होता।
तोजीमारी का गाना है। What is this song bro?
भाई तुमने नहीं देखी वो? तुमने मूवी नहीं देखी?
नहीं
भाई तुमको वेदरिंग विथ यू भी देखनी चाहिए और वो भी देखनी चाहिए भाई। दोनों कितनी क्रेजी है। लोग पता नहीं क्यों मिड बोल रहे थे भाई, पर बहुत अच्छी है, देखना चाहिए तुम्हें।
तो इसका रैंक मेरे हिसाब से ब्रो, जिस हिसाब से इन्होंने माउस रखा है, माउस देखो तो गाना भी एकदम मतलब डेंजर वाला सुन रहे हैं ये लोग। माउस भी अच्छे से रखा है, तो इसका रैंक है ना मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि ये मुझे देखता है, इसका रैंक है असेंडेंट।
एक ब्रोंज और उसका भाई होगा प्लैटिनम। देखो अब आई गेस सीख गया भाई, मैं भी सीख गया।
बाबू ने 40 रुपए दिया और लिखा है विल यू मैरी मी। तो क्लच भाई इसने भी वो इमोजी डाला है।
हाँ वो इमोजी क्या होता है?
ये देखो।
और तो उसके आगे 666 भी तो डाला है उसने।
666 क्यों डाला है लेकिन?
बाबू की फोटो। संस्कारी इंसान हर्ष भाई, आपका टाइप तो मिल गया आपको
एक्चुअली।
आ जाओ, मैं चालू हो गया।
थैंक यू फॉर द पॉट।
Comfort rolls, Paper X have once again changed things up in the
April आगे योर लाइन अप्रैल देखो भाई, योर लाइन अप्रैल तो जो रुलाया है मेरे को।
Well, let's see if things go horribly right for one of these teams. This is the last map of a series of boom.
हर्ष भाई, बट जनरली आपने कौन सा एनिमे देखा है?
मैंने देखा है इरेज्ड, देखा है भाई लेकिन मैं भूल गया इरेस्ट कैसा था।
हाँ,
फिर मैंने डीमन स्लेयर का लास्ट सीजन नहीं देखा, बाकी देखा है। फिर मैंने डेथ नोट देखा है। फिर
वाओ भाई तुम ये देखो, योर लाइन अप्रैल, आई वांट टू ईट योर पैनक्रियास।
वो तो मुझे वो तो देखना मन है
ना, देखो भाई वो सारे, और ये मूवीज भी देखो बहुत अच्छी अच्छी।
Something dispatched of first casualty.
And post-up rotation's completely over.
Famous.
Still though, oh, this is 2 players now stuck inside of tower, but quickly dealt with as Famous tries to slide his way through.
Nice.
Now Jing answering back from Canteen, but at the same time, NC Slasher with that classic finds the right clicks. DOS9 just finding frags as well. Boom to pick up the pistol.
Yeah, getting activated nice and early. DOS9 this time as well. Shiro for 1 and a bit of utility
your
too.
Name.
You asked about Famous and Forsaken on this Neon. They had a bit of a smooch in the tower just then, but Forsaken wins that one. What I wanted to highlight though again is
मेरा एक एरा था यार दोस्तों,
changes that come back into what this
जब मैं जिंदगी में सिर्फ एनीमे देखता था और कुछ नहीं करता था भाई। वो टाइम मैंने पोकेमॉन पूरा देखा है, पूरा पोकेमॉन देखा है बेंडी। और सॉर्ड आर्ट ऑनलाइन देखा है पूरा। ऐसा एडिक्ट था ना भाई मैं।
Most played agent in recent
बट अब नहीं भाई,
but still
अभी हो गया है, अभी बहुत लिमिटेड। अभी रिसेंटली मैंने बस विनलैंड सागा देखा है और कुछ नहीं। ये मार्शल का क्लीन है यार।
But something is still nowhere to be found. In fact, just hiding.
कल तो बोल रहा था उस पार्टी नहीं करेगा। अरे मैं बोला ना बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग मैचेस की करता हूँ मैं बस।
Just making a bit of noise.
देख आज कितना इंटरेस्टिंग मैच है।
Mini map at
बूम
least.
वर्सेस पेपर एक्स।
Famous trying to give him the ace.
क्या बात है भाई। हर्ष भाई मेरे को लग रहा है ये मैच जमा हो जाएगी पेपर एक्स।
मेरे को भी लग रहा है,
क्योंकि अब फेमस नियॉन खेल रहा है, फिनिक्स नहीं खेल रहा।
और वन साइडेड वो भी।
हाँ वन साइडेड जमा हो जाएगी
What I
पेपर
want to
एक्स।
also say though, we have had 2 extremely high kill performance maps from Famous, right? Map number 1, Pearl, dropped 27 kills. If you can remember back to Pearl. Map 2, Ascent, just then, 25, right? So he's over 50 kills. No one on his team is over 30 just yet for the series in 2 maps. So are we going to get a lot of more consistency from him, or is it time for someone else on Boom to step up? Conversely, over on Paper X's side, more kind of cohesive as a team, spreading the kills.
इसको देखो भाई साहब।
Right? This is the one where Paper X have the better weaponry. This is the round that they should be winning.
Could even be both, but at least Paper X currently pushing out tree spots. Everything is clear now. Has to hold.
रुक गया भाई वो randomly।
Jing as well as Patman able to anchor in towards Arcade though, pushing past the smoke. Jing with the stimmy. He's still going on a bit of a tear until he drops down. Forsaken to collect from tower. Paper X able to find a lot of aggression of their own.
Famous
ठीक है, still बहुत पैसा है भाई।
Was still just running away from Jing's fight. Didn't equip the gun to take that
one on the side.
Paper X, they are on the board nice and early, so we're not going to have any teams here really establish, you know, a huge lead like the 7-0 that we did see from Paper X.
भाई क्या सब फ्लैश में मारते हैं।
How Boom, you know, over on Pearl.
भाई अगर फोर्सेकन हगता नहीं ना तो मरता नहीं बेचारा।
I guess you could still say it's plausible for both teams.
बूम लेके जाएगी मेरे को तो लग रहा है।
But a lot of fracture as
मेरे
well.
को तो full feel आ
you
रहा
know,
है।
kind of what space you're going to look to contain, what calls you're going to look to do. Of course, Boom opting for fracture here, questionable over Lotus.
Especially against Paper X, but we shall see.
Top map control established for Paper X.
During the gauntlet down against Paper X. But
short
that also, just to read how Paper X might be maneuvering across.
2 spotted.
Famous finds Forsaken, and that's going to be a lockdown deployed as well, but not the full commit just yet. Paper X still hanging out cross bench. Famous keeping them invested. Fast lanes through
Famous
as well.
ने उनको वॉल दे दी क्रॉस करने को।
To try to sneak past.
Yeah.
Has to keep their eyes trained down into his tunnel as well still, because Famous continuing to poke and prod.
He's done his job though.
Yeah, that's just going to buy a lot of time away from the spike. Now Jing trying to fire back. Will be able to refrag. But Berserks instantly refills that position. Now you got tower as well. NC Slasher is holding that down like nobody's business. Something though.
Something तेहो खेल रहा है।
Able to flick back towards it, but yeah. that's the round already.
Yeah, the 1 versus 4 is not going to come out from something, unfortunately. Famous did his job, right? He bought so much time to keep them all occupied around bench, around arcade, making sure that they weren't going to be able to get in, destroy the lockdown. You got to respect that one. Everybody hitting their shots on Boom where needed as well.
दोस्तों GG है
out there from Berserks, but more importantly, the amount of time it brings in more time to use these post-plant abilities, right? When you're going to get your salvos back online, you're expecting that DOS is going to have a couple of these lineups for the incendiary, or at least be positioning himself that he can kind of just rip that out where needed. The difference now that we're also going to have to see for Paper Rex to contend with is, you don't, as I've mentioned, you don't see many Killjoys be played on Fracture anymore, right? So they also have to contend with these nanos that are going to come on out from Berserks.
Especially on the attack, possible post plants being found.
Straight DRX में आ गया.
At least right now.
हर्ष भाई RRQ straight DRX में गया.
The outlaw in the hand of Berserks, Paper X also
going on
some plays of their own.
मतलब कल G के against खेलेगा वो.
He's just positioned up towards A main now, picking up the alt orb.
Yeah. Overdrive available if needed. Could see something sneaky. Patman ready for taking a call. They'll rip on that one. And it is going to come on out.
Oh, shoulder
great trap. We've seen this before. I think we saw 2 casualties.
Alt combos and the stealth drone out towards tree as well now. Here comes Forsaken with the overdrive, but he's shut down by DOS9. Berserk's finding a frag in towards the B side as well. So it's just Divide.
दवाई का गेम है, please मार दवाई.
Does have an arc rose to play with, and that's the fight. He flashes himself as well. Oh, what a
flash कर दिया.
Has to come up huge. 1-on-3. He takes down the first. Does have some utility to work off of, but not quite a lot of health. Holds and hugs the wall.
Oh, they've snuck out, haven't they?
Sneaks in, and the stun reveals his positioning. You don't quite have the position to pull off the salvos either now, so you're flushed out. But he
my God!
That's
something we know, bro!
And he gets the triple to collect the round up for Paper Rex. Don't forget to defuse though, please. Okay, there it is.
1 tap, 2 tap. Give me more. He's risen from his seat. That is a round that I thought that Paper Rex was going to be out of in the 2 versus 3. Defy flashes himself, but for something there, I mean,
what a clutch.
He gets mollied out, right? Salvoed out. He's got a little small window of timing to find that first jewel, but the second sharp shot, just the adjustment of the aim to come on out there. That is, we need to see this one back. You ready for it? 1, 2. Absolutely. Gorgeous.
In a second.
That's the stuff you can't teach.
Wow.
Can't teach that.
That's just in his genes.
Still though, Ultimate's beginning to cycle through. Paper X needing to find the information necessary. So pushing out a tree along with the drone. Boom should be hearing this.
Well, they're going to just contact up towards A. Eventually, going to have to call the audible and just go for it a little bit quicker.
All the responsibility falling on towards Devi's shoulders now. He's being hit with a lot of utility. The salvo flushes him out of position where he's not quite able to recenter himself. Forsaken, though, arriving on the site. Will be able to find a single frag, but Rolling Thunder now collapses through. Needs to hold out around A main where the door gets pushed upon by Famous. Jing, though, had to push into the smoke to just find a bit more space. Second frag found, now a 1-on-2. Not much in terms of the utility department though, just a smoke, an incendiary, and he has to really suss out these positions. So maybe a bit of smoke for cover, just to allow him to deal with the site. So isolating angles at least for now. Oh, he actually pushes through, but DOS9 respecting it, does have the incendiary as well. So this is a really tough spot for Jing to be in. Flashes, dodged. Jing still strafing alongside. Everything's being found. NZ Slasher just toying with his prey.
He knows as long as he's positioning himself around that pillar nicely, that time will be won because DOS still has the incendiary to be able to throw in, and he's just not giving him the fight, right? The way that Boom lose that one is if DOS9 continues to play for the fight closely.
What's sad watching this?
Yeah, I mean, DOS9 throws the orbital strike in towards A main as well later in the round to make sure that there's no quick flanks to be able to come on out as well. Technically, you could call that a bit of a wasted ult, but you understand the idea behind it. Yeah, a lot of trades to come on out. I like that Boom really did speed up quickly, recognizing the Paper Rex were coming from behind. And now they give themselves a little bit of a breathe room, right? They can take a solo around if they want to. They can do it fast as well if they need to. It is the lesser weaponry for Paper X.
And this is where I'm not gonna lie, it does get quite chaotic for Paper X to try and read the possible plays because this is Fracture after all. And you just have Famous and NC Slasher. bursting into the site.
Set yourselves up a good post plant here, not drop any more weapons.
You've got Armageddon as well, and this is how the ultimates are beginning to cycle for Boom, but not even needed for now, at least. Oh, it's Slasher.
Which duel do I take?
Trying to pull up his best something approach, but it's not quite happening just yet. So Arc Rose now being tossed over by Divide to create a little bit more space, but can he really do it all? Not too much. At least just to pick up a weapon until his teammate falls. Boom, all happy to hold the positions and the angles. Simple shot found.
Yep, and that's just another A main protocol for them with getting in some early utility, not seeing anything on it, and then speeding up a little bit. So I'm going to be expecting PaperX to do something a little bit different, come in towards this next round. You're getting into this half as well, where you're 4-2 down. Do you want to deploy a bit of a timeout to have a discussion here?
Classic se mare bhai
It would be a bad idea from the likes of PaperX to just have an early play to make sure that they're, you know, getting this round, the next round as well.
PaperX time out.
5-2.
क्या सोच रहे होंगे PaperX वाले? कैसे हमें इनको काउंटर स्ट्राइक करना है जो लोग सीधा 5-man पुश मार रहे हैं? वो एलेक्स भाई देखो भड़क गए भाई.
Well,
तू उधर क्यों देख रहा है? मेरी बात सुन, मेरी बात. मेरी तरफ देख.
Boom, the ascended team
भाई
that,
आसान है,
you know,
famous
they
को
lost
दो
ascension,
मारने.
but they still got a
बरसर भी चल
promotion
रहा है,
towards
जैसा
it.
खेल रहे हो
Didn't
खेलते
have the
रहो.
greatest start
बिल्कुल
over in
टेंशन नहीं.
kickoff, now
ठंडा लो,
2-0
ठंडा
up,
लो.
looking for a 3-0. You know, we're seeing Ascension team really do some damage here in Pacific. I mean, you think to the likes of Americas, where you've got G2 really doing some damage, right?
भाई फर्स्ट से डिप्रेस्ड क्यों है भाई?
It's very, very possible, Komodo.
हाँ भाई, उसको लग रहा है कि आज उसको पड़वड़ जाएगी. कुछ बोला उसने तो देगा सीधा एलेक्स.
Well, the meme boom that you know tied around the zip lines.
Yeah.
Now with the heads-up duel, I mean, this almost feels like a full challenge against PaperX, like playing really similar compositions.
हर्ष भाई, वो कौन सी टीम थी जो जिसको क्रैशीज ने रोप पे 5 लोग को मारा था? पता नहीं, वो भूमि स्पोर्ट्स ही थी क्या?
Well, we're definitely going to need to see
I don't know, but उसमें Blaze King था.
from PaperX here, who are going to gather some A main control nice and early at the investment of the
क्या
salvos.
याद है तुम लोग को कौन सी टीम थी?
Leaving Famous to his own
जिसमें
devices. You can see
रोप पे
him
5 लोग को मारा था क्रैशीज ने.
Your standard sort of wall in overdrive can throw a bit of a spanner in the works of this one, and hope that you don't undo the wrong bolt at the moment.
Okay, well, at least PaperX going for that pitch again, and it's going to be a bit of an empty position played by Boom. They try to flash themselves back into play, but something barrels through. The trade protocols are there for PaperX, and it's just DOS9 stunned up.
Yeah, we got to remember.
चालू कर दिया उन्होंने.
He tried to do everything there, but the counter neon in Famous is what I'm trying to highlight here, and it's just a little bit too late.
A little bit shy in terms of timing, but still not undoable. Does pick up the frag, and the spike has an opportunity to find his way into a site. The question is, which one is it going to be?
I like that Divine and Jin recognize that it's a 2 versus 1, and you can play to the strengths. You go towards the B site because Famous, well, if he goes towards B, you've got all your utility, but more importantly here, Quack, it's the numbers game. You play to the percentages, which is what PaperX need here.
I love that you highlight that, Komodo, but I am also very much so reminded of a very similar scenario that we saw last week against Munchkin. They had numbers. It also kind of fell by the wayside. Can PaperX prove everyone wrong this time? Spike will go down.
बहुत expected होगा लर्क.
No haven though, Quack. That's the thing. No dark cover.
बहुत expected होगा.
Famous.
देखना चाहिए Famous को.
Only his gun and his sprint.
Still.
देखना चाहिए भाई, देखना चाहिए उसको देखना चाहिए. Please देख.
PaperX creeping forward, now spotted. Famous knows exactly where to look. The spike will get defused as PaperX smokes themselves off, goes in for the peak, and picks up the round.
Playing to the percentages, nicely done at the end there.
PaperX को वास्ट नहीं खेलना चाहिए भाई.
The board as well. So hopefully that can bring in some individual confidence for him. PaperX though, Quack at the beginning of that round, really
I like उसने कैसे अपना neonal
with
बचाया.
stuns, with a Boom caught off guard and not really able to retaliate. A lot of great flashes to come on through. Credit to Patman. I do believe in that one with the stun, with the flashes. And then just the advantage, making sure that you don't drop that one. So on the back of the timeout.
अगर Mind Freak नहीं है टीम में तो दवाई के calls filter कौन कर रहा होगा भाई? Patman.
You know, every time they try to push into the A main, PaperX hits them with that utility if they are in position for it. So,
but the thing is, if PaperX gather the full control in A main, they can quickly get a crunch down towards tree as well and make things quite awkward up towards this B side.
And that's exactly what is happening. The adjustments coming in from Boom in terms of the macro game. PaperX got to get ahead of it as well. But we do have a slight repeat of the zipline incident from years ago. Now,
hey, at least it isn't everybody.
Yes. Boom still stopped in their tracks, and that is the main story of what's happening in this round. Famous, though, trying to create some presence of his own while the Bravo squad heads over onto the A site. Something quickly deals with the early presence made known, and then a bit of a trade coming out from Jing. DOS9 to trade up his own as well, now looking for the opportunity to sneak into the site. Hatman alone to hold. He does have Jing right by him, but look at that spray. A bit of a trade coming out from Jing, and that's gonna be the double kill to end the round.
Yeah, there were so many moments in that round of just different disconnected duels where you had to see some individual plays come through from Boom, right? And it wasn't really working. PaperX, apart from that last duel that we really see, were always doing it together in numbers. You got Forsaken and Patman in the beginning. You got that one that we see there, but the trades. The name of the game, the trades, really from PaperX, not overstepping too hard. Jing able to double down.
Money ball देखो भाई, money ball अच्छी
movie है. Start to look to equalize this map.
That's what I really love now, coming out
Let's
from
support Boom
PaperX,
Esports,
beginning
please.
to catch up to Boom in terms of the macro game, getting the reads to smoke off Boom's advances, and then the trade protocols coming back through into it. So Boom trying to find some adjustments. They got a bit of a half by now, bunching up towards A main.
Great shot.
PaperX holds long range, reading their attempts at a play as well. Salvos though, and
क्या हो रहा है?
Very famous.
क्या हो रहा है ये?
Head off to the other end in towards A main.
Let's go भाई. और इसमें तुमने देखा दोनों एक दूसरे पे डैश किए?
And you see early
insane था वो भाई,
insane.
Lollipop जैसे आगे पीछे हुए.
He's got his team there to support him. He's just going to go in for the charge and catch PaperX.
Yo-yo जैसे, sorry.
A lot of great shots to come out from them on this little lesser equipped round of Booms, and now as we do tie things up 5 apiece, right? I'm kind of wondering if we're going to get any decisions on the side of Boom, or are they happy enough, right, to hold these timeouts for the next half? Are they happy with 5 on the attacking side so far?
You know, just the fact that it's 2 rounds left, you might imagine they're saving it. You have a lot of ultimates at play, though, for the remainder of this first half. And Boom happy to hold this time as PaperX pushes out, completely punished.
The turret!
Jing, though, trading right back, and then the rest of the squad to head on over into the A-site.
The turret was shooting him, and he just wasn't able to find it in the full chaos around the tree. But now, a 2 versus 3.
3 of them going A, something just knows they're coming here.
Look at the post-play utility that Boom are going to have here. Salvos will come back online, and Armageddon. You got a Rolling Thunder and an Aftershock, and where you're planting it, you do set yourselves up for walls to be able to use a lot of that.
So a possible save for PaperX, but you know, something does have the Armageddon as well. He's able to deploy it into the right position, might be able to find something more.
Got a lot of money, so you're definitely going for it.
So right now, coming out towards Dish and Drop. A little bit spotted out. Famous continuing to jiggle, looking for an opportunity. Rolling Thunder at the right time, though, does crunch into the players from PaperX, but Jing saves something's life. And that's going to be now the stun. SC Slasher just playing that situation to perfection back there, swapping over onto the Shorty.
Yeah,
Shorty को ban करना चाहिए भाई.
ban करना चाहिए भाई,
As soon as those smokes do come on down, you know that that's going to be go time to kind of catch
300 रुपए में 2 kill लाके दी
duel in the tree. This time, we're crediting the trade game of
But चलो breach ult तो use हो गया.
Able to find the player advantages, swinging back
it's a 6-6 bro.
A little bit of an overheat from Famous. I will.
Why Shorty 300 crits only? साले 150 की थी पहले. अरे भाई ये public है भाई इनकी है भी.
Just completely erupting in rapture, but still, this half is not over yet, and we still have ultimates at play.
If something has the Armageddon at the right spot, and it's positioned towards the site on the back of the shear, that could have really hurt Boom if they wanted to go close. But sheer timing to reset, and Quack. There's 4 ults for Boom here.
That's right.
You could just set up for a lockdown. You could force out an Armageddon. You could try and force out the Steel Garden.
For PaperX as well. And that's why they are positioned so defensively. They've been pushing out for the past few rounds, and Boom read that in the previous one, being able to find those trades back in. But now all of a sudden, just a bit of utility. That's a Rolling Thunder sent in towards Arcade. Boom reads this as the go signal into the A site. Armageddon right on the spot, though. It's just Famous and NC Slash into the site. DOS9 into the smokes as well. Oh, Forsaken, Famous, he's trying to get ahead of it all. Brimstone ults all across the map. Lockdown in play as well. Forsaken able to hunker down, but Dawson for the trade. That's a bit more space into its spawn now. The rest of the Paperwork squad all coming out from main.
Still got the
मैं मारता हूँ तो 143 होता है.
Aftershock, Boom still happy to hold. They don't quite need to fight, they don't quite need to peek, and that's where the onus falls on the Paper X.
Armageddon in 5 seconds till salvos.
Just holding, just waiting for it. Paper X still trying to barrel their way through, but nothing much found, just a bit of a frag. Jing takes down NC Slasher, but there's the utility. Goes in for the peek, tries to isolate more duels.
And that's it.
And that's a salvos. The time has been burnt. Jing knows it. The round is over.
That's a good recovery on the last 2 rounds
there
from Boom. I will admit, and this round as well. Paper X a little bit confused on what space Boom had found, right? Around
हर मैच में
putting in the rolling thunder, sending in Forsaken with
मेरे हिसाब से तेओ के नर्फ में है ना तेओ का जो ड्रोन है उसका प्राइस 100 क्रेड से बढ़ा देना चाहिए. काफी बैलेंस हो जाएगा.
I mean, disregard Famous trying to take a duel against Forsaken pretty much towards the spawn, but the rest of the squad, they are very focused on protecting that spike, buying time, right? You've got all of those exit strategies with the Armageddon, with the salvos, with the crossfires to come out as well. NC Slasher with the shorty, I mean, playing a couple of strengths there as Boom. But I want to know, right? Is 7-5 going to be enough for either of these teams on the switch up? Right, are we going to get a really good lead out from Boom here, or from Paper X, or are we going to get a lot of backwards and forwards action, right? Because Fracture a map, when you've got these 4 different chokes that you can start things off on, you have a mistake at the very beginning, you could be pushed into an awkward save, and that's the sort of situation where coming in towards a map like Fracture, for the likes of Boom, who haven't had that much play on it, right? Recently at least, could see them crumble a little bit.
नहीं आई अच्छी बोलता है.
Great cosplay from the fans at least, but you're absolutely right, Komodo. It's going to be tough to say who exactly could come up with the lead, but one thing we can say for sure is the fact that it all begins with that pistol. That's just top-tier analysis coming out from me anyway. But no, it's very much true, because that dictates the pace for the entire rest of this half. And at least looking at statistics right now, Boom leading very much more so, given Paper X's recent losses. You got to be able to read the game as well, and Boom has, again, just been doing such a good job of that.
It does look a little bit more comfortable from what I've seen so far for Paper X as opposed to when they were playing Waylay. I will say that, but I feel like you've still got a couple of key people who are not really getting activated as best as I thought they might be.
So maybe now with Patman in the roster trying to launch something different, that you actually went for a very specific route through tunnel. Boom kind of gets a sniff of that, so with the stealth drone, trying to suss them out, but doesn't see too much.
Yeah, Devi's seen nothing in A main, so there's a call here for the squad to come on over. You can contact on up at the moment, and you actually might be able to overwhelm Berserks and not see NC Slasher be able to activate.
They are traps in of their own right as well, though. Berserks and NC Slasher, they've been pretty darn good so far, and that's going to be that fault line. NC Slasher coming in with the support. Trades found for Boom. But Paper X finds their own trades as well. A third one now as Shiro gets taken out. Famous, though.
But Forsaken 8 HP.
A bit ill-advised.
It's a little bit tough, but still, DOS9 now trying to get ahead of pressure. Does push Devi out of position. Low HP as Forsaken tries to hold the off angle, but now as he turns back around, that's another kill found for Boom. Jing, it's all down to you. Low HP as well as he swings out. DOS9 to find an easy shot in towards center mass. Boom with the pistol.
The stuns in main
I guess
as well,
it's a GG
right?
chat.
Both
I guess it's a GG.
getting stunned on up. You got salvos awaited for. You got a flash thing going in for NC Slasher, but he gets spotted out just before it's able to
ये राउंड तो गया 9-5 स्कोर है. ठीक है. Paper X एक राउंड थ्रो 2 राउंड तो थ्रो करेगी Paper X.
You might have seen him look to
तो
really
9 के बाद 11 already हो गया.
Against 2 members of the Paper X boys. You know, imagine if he falls there. It makes it very difficult for Famous to be able to try and close out the round or get down from drop. So the fact that DOS9 falls back just a little bit and then then it goes into the 1 versus 1. HP advantage of that scenario for DOS9, and he's able to just dispatch of his enemy, which means here, Quack, we got another pistol round going the way of Boom.
And that's beginning to be that
देखो
defining
शिरोन का
factor
2
for Boom
किल
as
पे
well.
है बे
DOS9, I mean,
बाकी
such
तीनों
a
14 14
calm
14
presence
पे
for the team.
And his absence on the previous maps as well, right? Finally feeling worth here.
And looking at this as well, I mean, the Sky Smokes instantly deployed to block off A main. PaperX thinking to explode off of it.
वो
They
कितना
come
forward
into
है
this round with a force buy of their own. And this is buy that needs to pay off in dividends.
Oh, absolutely. If this round doesn't go your
Simon
way,
Emine.
maybe even convincingly, it makes it really awkward for PaperX.
Famous.
भाई वो लोग
fault line.
nice turn bro, nice turn.
Forsaken as well, just to
ये
push
क्या
them
था?
back.
But it's balanced.
खुद का ही डाल
forcing
दिया
था?
Still though, it's
नहीं,
a
नहीं, famous
round where
का था,
famous
PaperX
का था ना?
needs to
खुद का ही
find
था,
and
खुद से
seize
हुआ।
some form of an initiative. And it's going to be Famous seizing that positioning instead.
Yeah.
Still though, trades found right back.
No one able to really help him in that situation, unfortunately. So 4 versus 4 in towards the A site. You start to get on up.
4 versus 2 maybe if you're just talking about the Boom players on the site itself. But look at Shiro stopping them in their tracks, completely halted as PaperX tries to push past the smokes. Can they find the frags? They
No
don't.
way.
It's Divine who finds a
उसमें
single
खेल
one
गया ना
before Shiro
Util.
just descends upon them with a full Stinger magazine.
खेल गया
Giro.
Util.
I've been a little bit hesitant to say his name in this one so far because playing on this Tejo,
अभी शिरो को गाली
one
भरा था
assist, right? No successions really coming out from the drone for the team to find any kills on the back of. No major salvo plays, no stun salvo traps as well to net him a kill, right? He had 2 kills in the first half. Now he's just doubled that one up coming in towards the second. He could be calling a masterful game behind the scenes, right? Very well possibly could, which is where the value will come from him. But if he can get his self-confidence
Agent
into
ban
this
लानी
one,
चाहिए,
likewise
पता है?
with Divide for PaperX, it could be the missing factor for one team to really propel ahead here.
That's right, that's what it is. You know, Shiraz, the IGN now beginning to step up. Meanwhile, PaperX
Shiro
once
IGN
again with a half buy now coming back in. It's going to be a little bit tough as Boom are looking a lot more confident. The stun, though, will help out just a bit. Jing to answer back. And now the stun's coming through once again. It does give away in positioning, though, but still, PaperX not quite able to break past through these choke points.
And they're locked. They are locked in. They have to either fully disconnect here or they have to try and just win it. A single duel. That's all the info that Famous needed.
And more of the lines being locked down, especially with the Outlaw being reloaded. Just Stinger and Spectre, something at hand, trying to spray through, spray past. It's not quite happening. As Boom splashes PaperX with a bit of cold water.
Yeah, that was another bit of a force up for PaperX in that round too, right?
तुमको लगता है कि जब अपन जैसा लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स में अपन ये करते थे कॉम्प में एजेंट
rifles, you're still going to have
I
Patman
mean
who's down
चैंपियन
on
पिक
towards
वैसा
Spectre
वैलोरेंट
coming
में
into
भी आ
this next
सकता है
round. Understandably so, right? His goal
मतलब
of this
एजेंट
sort
बैन
of
कर
round is
सकते थे
gonna
ना
be to get a
हाँ
good
हाँ हाँ
stun
वो तो
through,
आएगा लेकिन
good
उसके
flashes
लिए
to provide
एजेंट
them the
पूल उतना बड़ा
entryways in.
होना चाहिए ना
But
वैलोरेंट
there really needs
I
to be
guess
वैलोरेंट
enough
भी तो वही
है
प्लान कर रहा है इसलिए
Right, drop the pistol. Oh, why did they?
भाई
That's
क्या बोला वो
कुछ तो
That's a
बोला
rough one. That is a
Game
के बारे
really
में
rough
बोला
one.
And it's a real question that we do have to ask, because right now, in this very round, if PaperX doesn't find a round, this could be
एलेक्स
it.
क्या चिल्लाया बे
Boom. Very much comfortable in their sights. A little bit of a flash up, though, and Forsaken tries to answer
एलेक्स
back.
बोला
Sprays
एलेक्सा
through the smokes
नहीं
and does find a double. A bit of an opportunity for PaperX to answer back.
You got to remember, bullets through smokes can be
नहीं
traced.
खेल रहा है कि मुझे कैसे
मालूम ये
की
मैप
जाए
क्यों हार रहे
At the moment,
हैं क्योंकि
you know
समथिंग
Quack
डुअलिस्ट नहीं
Gonna give
खेल
this
रहा
one a crack.
Exactly.
Happy to, but Patman, recognizing that as well, holds the position. Famous in with the Outlaw now, spots out for a
Why did he buy us
second.
a
DOS9
goal?
taking that opportunity to peek out. Famous now finding the trade, and both Neons kick things into high gear. Forsaken off towards the other line, expects and anticipates the slide out. Jing to support,
कोई तो
and
crowd में
PaperX
डीजे
will
चिल्लाया
be
भाई
able to save themselves.
Yeah, we really need some good macro decisions from PaperX at the moment on this attacking side, because it looks like that Boom are quite happy, you know, to try and find these isolated players. A little bit unfortunate at the beginning of this round that Berserks was caught off guard in the tower. You know, if he's able to lock down the site as the Sentinel himself, it would make it really, really awkward for PaperX. But hey, Forsaken sent in on the back of that drone. Nicely done
Round
for
by
them to
round,
get on the
round
board.
by
And
round.
they've got a couple of these key ults, right? All
Forsaken
from
Elixir
both sides. Forsaken with the overdrive.
Famous on the op though this time.
That's
यार
it. That's
इसकी
the next
ऑफ
thing I
आ
was going to
गई
mention.
बे
No. How
खत्म है
impactful
चाटी
it
देखो
could be.
जीजी है
On the line.
Gotta be so careful. But unfortunately,
He wants more.
Forsaken will bite the dust. Stealth drone out, so they know exactly where he is, but PaperX looking to re-challenge.
भाई वो
Famous
खुद ही
now
फ्लैश
fully
हुआ
blinded, has to back off.
समथिंग खुद ही फ्लैश हुआ उससे
right? Devi has got
तो
the
मार
shield
देता
over at
something
A,
famous
so
को
no one's gone for a proper flank from Boom, and they don't necessarily
PRX
need
for
to
the
press the
win, I
issue.
hope
They've got a
not.
player advantage. They've still got a lot of this utility that they're yet to utilize.
It's still a really tough game for PaperX, and this is where I do kind of want to bring up a point of discussion. You know, I know people have talked about this before, but someone might need to step up in terms of leadership for the team.
Yeah, it's what I said a little bit earlier, right? And how do you do that in a round such as this, where your entryway in Forsaken is gone, right? A contact play up main. Boom happy enough to play probably retake here.
Yeah, Orbital in the hands of DOS9. Famous still happy to re-peek with a lot of these angles as well. At least PaperX, though, doing their due diligence to try and block them off.
Ready for a stun for NC Slasher to Orbital Strike combine. And that's red and at least dodged on the side itself.
30 seconds left, and you're starting to feel that pressure. Will PaperX crumble, or will they stand tall?
Nice.
Something at least tries to fend them off. But DOS9 to punch right back.
Rolling Thunder in, being really good here.
Hatman trying to get the best possible timing for it.
मार दे ult
Stunned and concussed up. He's just waiting for the go signal. There it goes. Unfortunately, though, they've avoided most of it. Famous coming out from the A main position. Patman trying to slow him down. In with a spray, Jing with the support, and that's PaperX being able to collect them out right back against Boom when they're feeling lost.
DOS9 देखो जिंग के मुंह पे आया देखना देखना
Bought from Devi on the thorns as well, right? Just waiting for the flood intake to start to come in from Boom. You got the rolling thunder out there as well, and just the fact that something's able to find one kill. DOS9 gets elevated and dispatched off, and then you've got a little delayed crossfire a bit later on the side itself. Nice to from Jing to close that one down again. You know, on this Brimstone, right? Doesn't necessarily need to always be caught out with the iPad. Some good timing on some smokes, and then he can really focus on that crosshair.
Still, though, those rounds are far and few between. PaperX back on the advance.
I'm a little bit surprised.
Nice, PaperX 8 तक जीत गए.
Use utility to clear over at main, having already seen Devi's shear. You want to pop that, throw a bit of hesitancy in it.
It is a round where they are sitting on an eco, so happy to surprise PaperX with some of the positions that they're holding. Here comes that first sheriff shot.
मैंने बोला chat एक तो round throw होगा.
Waiting for a bit more.
Player advantage, by the way.
ये round हो सकता है.
The stealth drone goes out as well. PaperX looking for the spike plant, but it's not entirely safe. There it goes. And Boom possibly looking for exits right now. Salvos to flush them out of position. PaperX throws back utility of their own, while Boom looks to close in the distance. Out by tower. DOS9 finds one. He finds two! Devi, though, able to hold it off. Needs a little bit more. He peeks in! Zero answers back. And now it's just a 1-on-2. Something needs to find all of it. He feels the pressure of the spike being defused, and he peeks out. The molly burns at Something's feet.
2 shots out of the Sheriff is going to stall you, then into the flames.
बोला था chat एक round तो throw करेगी PaperX. आ गया एक round माँ कसम.
One step closer towards the series point.
And that's Armageddon for Shiro as well.
Yeah, well, I was looking at the Armageddon in the end there, and it was one away for kind of both of them, right? So the fact that had the kill gone Something's way, potentially could have used it for DOS9 to get off it, but yeah, just the timing, the molly to not necessarily go for the kill, right? It's the scare tactic to make sure that if he's going to take the duel, he's going to die.
कैसे मार सकता है यार?
भाई नहीं, मेरे को समझा नहीं भाई उधर पे फाइट काय को?
As well, because
I mean,
the rounds have been
haphazard.
और 4 सेकंड मरने के बाद फ्लैश डाला है मालूम टावर पे.
हाँ वही. अरे नहीं 4 सेकंड क्या? 4 सेकंड भी तो अंदर घुस रहा था भाई.
It kind of looked at it, right? When you've got a force buy upon a force buy at the beginning of this half, you have essentially delayed your start towards this second half and given a round over towards
Mindfreak को समझ आ गया.
scoreline.
Mindfreak को आज पहली बार एक्चुअली आज Mindfreak को जानबूझ के बाजू में बिठाया है दिखाने के लिए कि देखो तुम लोग कितने गंदा हारते हो.
हाँ ना कि अभी नहीं, बट जेन्युइनली ऐसा बैठाया होगा, उसको पता चल जाएगा कि गलती किसकी है, कि गलत क्या हो रहा है. समझ रहे हो? उसको तो समझ में आ रहा होगा गलत क्या हो रहा है. हेलो कब खेलोगे? थोड़े टाइम बाद भाई.
Bucky Spectre.
200 आरएनटी में था. हाँ तो फिर भाई आरएनटी से उठा के रूम में लाया ना. वीसीटी वर्दी आदमी है भाई वो. देखो अभी 21 किल और 9 डेथ
भाई
पे है।
पेपर एक्स बाहर है ये मैच हारने के बाद।
हाँ बाहर है। और ये भाई वो छोड़ो डोसा 9 को देखो हर्ष भाई गरम हो गया।
Boom on the other hand, you still got that Armageddon, one away from the lockdown on
भाई 21-9 है वो।
NC Slasher close to the Rolling Thunder as well.
Yeah.
And look at this.
There's a change up over at the B side as well with where some of this utility is, right? Turrets play
Second में
contact
Bucky और
over the
Alt
top
है।
side of the map where you've got the alarm bot and the nanos, the choke of the entry from tree. So if PaperX wanted to play Stally, well, they can be held at bay for a bit.
Overdrive, Steel Garden, Armageddon as well coming out from bench, but nothing found. Can Forsaken find a little bit more to keep PaperX invested in the game? Tries to hold tower with the Bucky. That would be an optimal spot. Armageddon from PaperX as well. But still Famous, beginning to find an opening. The spike is down and PaperX needs to hold, but they're beginning to push out a little bit more. Trades found by NC Slasher. Now Famous looking to take space up by tower. Trades found by Jing once again. 2-on-2, but something holding the exposed angle. Now it's a tough spot for Jing to fire through. Tries to clutch it up, but Dust9 finds it instead.
Dust9 क्या confidently निकल रहा है यार।
Series point.
The trades, man. PaperX are looking so good in the trades, but it's just the difference in having one member up or down at a lot of these points. I mean, the goal for Famous to just jump on in through the incendiary.
Famous क्या मार रहा है 4 सेकंड को भाई?
Send it through there. Does get traded, but NC Slasher on the kill towards something. They already know where the last soldier in Jing is, and he's just burning up again. This is now series point for Boom Esports, who aren't going to win this in the 2-0 fashion if they get it here, by the way, but it means that they should qualify for playoffs.
Yeah, right on the cusp of it.
हर्ष भाई प्लेऑफ्स में जाएंगे लोग और फिर टोरंटो जा सकते हैं।
Last breath.
3-0 वो भी उन्होंने किसको हराया? Genji, PaperX.
जी।
Bit of a vandal for Davai, but still.
मतलब अभी जी के चांसेस है प्लेऑफ्स
their
के।
way into the site. Orbital strike at hand as well. Famous repeats with the outlaw. Forsaken answer back.
भाई देख रहे हो चैट?
A lot of the site
क्या पटेली है भाई? कैसा घुस रहे हो लोग?
Top, but Shiro trading right back. Numbers advantage somewhat,
ये
but
ले भाई।
NC Slasher has an angle. Batman at least to spike down, waiting for the fault line to come back live.
एडवांटेज के बाद भी कैसे हारते हैं लोग
Has to
राहुल
play
भाई?
a very careful jiggle because he's pretty much sandwiched
वो
in.
सेकंड का पोजीशन इंपॉर्टेंट है।
Flashed out.
There's salvos now.
And a lot more as well. Tries to flush Patman out of position. Here comes that fault line. Forsaken springs! Looks for the slide in! And that's the Guardian to keep PaperX alive.
I mean, I say it time and time again, stuns in this game are pretty cosmetic when you can just still hit your shots like that as Forsaken. I thought that there was going to be, you know, the special delivery or the drone to go in a little bit earlier in to start to clear towards the site. That would have found Forsaken potentially in the 2 versus 2, and maybe it looks to be a little bit differently at the end there. But Shiro not opting to do that one, unfortunately, waiting for the salvos to come on up.
It is done and
More
dusted.
importantly, PaperX, they do hold on, right? So they need to navigate 4 more rounds to try and push us into
weird shape में
overtime.
दिख रही
There's
है।
going to be some ecos and some big old gun
ये
rounds.
eco
And I'm
round है और
waiting.
यहाँ पे भी
I'm
जीत सकते
I'm
हैं
seeing for Boom, you take the knee in this one, you got an orbital, you got a lockdown, you're getting closer to an overdrive.
Not even taking full knee either.
थोड़ा सा close just
to go in for that scuffle against PaperX. Forsaken though, looking to collect as much as possible. He needs as much as possible
थोड़ा सा
for the
close
rest
जाता ना तो
of the
round
map.
खत्म था ये।
You can see it all written over his face and the previous player Cam. The situation is tense right now, Komodo.
Yeah.
But
it's okay.
RX67
This is one of those rounds for PaperX that they should be winning with 5 alive.
40-60 बहुत खराब जीत
And they may, hey, they may.
12-9 and Boom looking to
थोड़ा सा save करो and go for
hold
5,000
exits
series.
at least. Something beginning to peek out. We'll spot out DOS9.
Yeah, and the thing is, it does more damage in these scenarios to PaperX than it would to Boom, right? Because they already have the ults for the players that are alive. There's 1 gun down, so 1 is the pass mark. You'll be able to re-get that in the
They
next
got
round,
1,
but
2,
you know,
and
it's 3 more rounds, right?
3
It's just going to take 1 little misstep for PaperX here, and that could be the series. And I'm looking towards a couple of these ultimates, right? There's a reason they're called an ultimate. They can be round defining. In this one, they can be series defining in the current point that we're at.
Possibly playoffs defining as well. Not just for Boom, but for PaperX as well. Again, this loss will seriously affect their chances of possibly making it through. Currently sitting at an 0-2 overall. Yep. Boom now looking to push out a bit more information outside of Tree.
बट डीएफएम से जीते क्या ये बार?
Rotations
दो
towards the A
दो
side,
हारे
and
भाई
if
ये
you go
लोग
there
तो।
as Paper X, you're contending
नहीं,
with a lot of
जीते
physical
नहीं।
to utility.
पेपर एक्स जीती
पेपर
नहीं
एक्स
It
आ
is on
रही
the
है,
quieter approach. You do have
पता
that
नहीं भाई
alarm
कैसे
bot
आ रही
at
है।
drop
जेंजी से
first
आ रही है।
for Boom to get an idea. They've also, more importantly here, Quack, pushed out Tree and seen no contest from Paper X. So this is going to be one of those full retake rounds for Boom.
Especially with that possible lockdown as well. As long as
Kasam,
Berserk goes
Fursakan घर पे
undiscovered, but
बैठेगा।
now spotted out by Jing, so lockdown gone.
BRX
But you do have a player up towards spawn. Jakey, main as well. Paper X has to hold it safe. Something.
भाई looking so tired भाई
Proposition.
थक गया हूँ
Jing now
पेपर एक्स
pushing
को
out.
हारते हुए देख के भाई
Divine as well, but now Famous comes back in through Sands where he
बाप
finds
का
Jing's
मार
head.
रहे।
No more Tejo in play. Divine to
nice.
duke it all out. 1-on-1.
It is planted for him.
No Arcros though. After shocked out, an NC Slasher trying to clear as much as possible. Goes in for the tap, the flash.
Oh my god,
Bounced off
bro!
of it, and that's the entire map. How did that just happen? NC Slasher clutching out the round for Boom. The final scoreline, 13-9. This team wasn't even really supposed to be here, but here they are.
They have absolutely come with a
Oh
storm
my
behind
God.
them, propelling them forward, haven't they? That is not a 2-0 fashion this time, Quack, but it is Paper X being shut down on the map 3, and all 3 of those maps had moments of brilliance from every single player, from the team collectively. But a
I also feel Boom Toronto जाएगी भाई
missed decisions from Paper X's side in this map here on
भाई को
Fracture
रोक दिया भाई कि तू मत जा
specifically.
तूने 10 बार खुद को
And
फ्लैश
they,
किया है
and they, like my words, have fun.
I'm still at a loss for how that final kill went through. We've been mentioning how the stuns are somewhat of a cosmetic. That was a flash,
Yeah.
but he still turned off of it. And that's just pure instinct coming into play. Boom. They've been great on the macro. They've been stopping Paper X in their tracks, and they're taking their very much well-deserved bow on the stage.
well deserved भाई well
किसको हरा
deserved
सकती है मालूम?
Gotta give them this moment
Huh?
for sure, don't you?
बूम
Get to hear from
EMEA की
somebody
कोई भी
for
टीम
them,
को हरा
but
सकती है मेरे को
you
ऐसा
just
लगता है।
भाई ये में तो बहुत वीक रीजन है भाई
और बूम सेंटिनल्स को भी हरा सकती है मेरे को ऐसा लगता है।
नहीं नहीं
और बूम
अभी नहीं
Stage
अभी
one,
नहीं
and we will hear from them a lot more as Jen steps onto the stage.
अभी नहीं भाई
और बूम
बूम अभी के लिए तो पैसिफिक नंबर 2 है मेरे लिए तो T1 के बाद
नहीं DRX is gonna be top bro this time. I don't think so. T1 has time. T1 has chance. this
T1
time.
DRX और बूम जाएगी टोरंटो ये बोल रहे हो
3연승 무패 행진을 기록하고 있습니다. 가장 먼저
चलो भाई मैं जा रहा हूँ
흐름에 대해
बाय बाय
Bye.
T1 DRX BME हाँ ना मेरे को वही लग रहा है चलो चैट अब मैं आता हूँ 1 घंटे 2 घंटे बाद अभी 4 बज रहे हैं 6:30 को आता हूँ ठीक है फिर अपन करते हैं वैलोरेंट गेमिंग ठीक है अच्छा था यार अच्छे गेम्स मिले चलो बाय बाय भाई अभी जाके ना अभी थोड़ा 1 घंटा सोऊंगा और उसके बाद फिर कुछ खा के बढ़िया से आऊँगा चलो बाय एवरीवन टेक केयर सी या